welcome to Them Parts. I'm Nicole, and thank you guys for watching. So
Them
today,
parts, them parts, them parts.
Them Parts. Today we got a special show for you guys. Let me welcome my co-host NoFace. What's up, NoFace?
What's good, Nico? How we doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm chilling. Oh, it's going. I'm feeling real good. I've been waiting for this day.
Okay, so am I. We have Gina in the house, also known as the Oracle. What's up, Gina?
What's up?
Hey, thank you for joining us tonight.
My pleasure.
And we have a special guest today. This is Renee. Hi, Renee.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
Hey,
so thanks for joining us today. Renee is a friend of NoFace, and he invited her on the show, and he gave us the floor so we can get to know about more about Renee and NoFace. He's mentioned her on the show a few times, actually. Did you know that, Renee? Did you know he's mentioned you before?
Yeah, he's told me. So I've been waiting to be invited on the show and just today it aligned perfectly, so we'll
Good.
see how that goes.
Good, good. I'm glad. He definitely speaks highly of you, and so I'm glad you're here. So I have my first question. What I want to
well,
know.
look. Okay, I'm sorry, Nico. Context. Let's give them the context. Why is she here?
You tell us. You tell us why.
Okay, well, okay. So there's been the ladies on this panel, especially Unique and Nico, have taken exception to how I say that I deal with the opposite sex and how I talk to them and the language I use and how it doesn't work and I'm a bad guy. And so now we have Renee on here to
Vouch for you.
yeah, not vouch for me. No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't not vouch for me, but share her experience. Because I say I'm a great guy, and you say that you suspect that I'm not. So I'm a little
Well, I
nervous,
didn't
but
necessarily.
I'm pretty
Right.
confident though. I'm confident. This is
I
different. This
like
is
the
different for me, but
confidence. So you should be confident. If you are what you say you are, then it will be shown today in what Renee says about. Because that's what matters, right? Is if the woman you're with feels the way that
in
you
parts.
them for. All right. So thank you for the background context, no face. I'm glad you brought that up to make that clear. We don't think you're a bad guy, but we do think that some things are mishandled.
Mhm.
And so
And I know
that's
Unique's in the comments.
or she will be
I
soon.
mean, in the yeah, I know she's watching. I should say.
Right, right. But she may even be able to make the show. So
Ducking. She's ducking. It's a good day to duck, Unique. I feel it.
oh yeah, I definitely hope she comes on, and I hope I hope you're open to No Face. We're this is for all of us to learn, right? So I'm gonna ask my first question to Renee. Renee, what
Yes.
are you and No Face? What would you? How would you describe your relationship?
Um I can't really put a label on it. The reason for that is because there was a time where I was with someone while I was talking to No Face. And I
Nice.
can't really describe what it is now and what it was then, if that makes sense.
You're also a sneaky link. High key, bro. Like,
I
You was
guess you could say that.
okay.
Okay.
Um, but I was dealing with certain stuff while I was in a relationship that was not okay on the other person's part. So I felt the need to run and find something on the side as well.
oh my God, you're right.
So I'm
I
not
was,
saying,
I'm mashed
I'm
potatoes
not
now, huh?
saying, oh my gosh, why are you cutting me off?
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
So I'm not saying that I'm perfect or whatever, but what I'm trying to get at is that was how it kind of became, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That makes
And I
sense.
want to say too that I'm not proud of that. Like I was, that's not something that I'm proud of at all. It's not cool at
Yeah,
all.
I'm not either, but that's out there, so
Yeah,
that's that, I guess.
And so
yeah.
your reason, Renee, you didn't break up with your other person before seeking out someone else?
It was on and off.
You and the
Um,
other person was on and off.
yes.
Okay, so did they know about No Face?
No,
Good question.
Okay, so they couldn't have known about No Face, or they would have been cool with it if they did know.
probably not.
Okay, so why didn't you tell them about No Face?
What the fuck? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a mute.
um,
Good question, Gina.
but yeah, that is a good question. I
A
mean,
good
I was
question.
scared
That's
too.
obvious.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Renee?
I was scared too.
Okay. I mean, because that's
Um,
real, right? I mean, it's fair. I mean, I'm asking because you're not the only one who's done that or who does that, right? Like, I mean, it happens. So I'm just curious as to what, for you personally, put you in that situation where you felt like you wanted, it sounds like you wanted to get out, but you didn't really fully
you kind
step
of cut out.
away.
Can you guys hear me?
I
We
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Can you hear
Okay.
us, Renee?
Yeah,
Okay.
Gina kind of cut out.
You
Oh,
wanna?
can you hear me now?
Like her face is frozen on my screen.
Oh, we see her. Hold on.
Yeah, I can hear and see her too.
Yeah, Renee, can you see Gina now? Gina, say
Testing, testing. Can you hear
Renee.
me?
No, I
Okay.
can't hear her.
Can you hear me? Can you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you. I can hear Nicole in No Face, but
Gina, you just cut out. She said. Anyway, it sounded like Gina was saying, basically getting clarification as to if you were still with your ex or not at the time. And she appreciated your answer because a lot of people are in that situation, and it's just, good to address it. Like your reason is because you were afraid, because you were still in
yeah,
it. So it sounds like
yeah.
it's something you
I
were
was,
in and wanted to get out of for a
yeah, I
while.
was definitely afraid of telling that other person, um, which I shouldn't have been. I really shouldn't have been because of what I had gone through with that person. But I guess I just didn't want to seem like I could also be that person that they were being as well.
What do you mean by that?
All right,
Like
next question.
I
Next question.
Like,
why are you saying next question?
All
Right.
right, no, my bad. What is this fucking? That's just Dr. Phil.
Well,
We're supposed to be talking about how
supposed to
how No
you
Face is that
had
nigga that he's been saying he is.
an
Let's get to the good stuff.
you
Okay,
had
all right.
an idea. You
I'm
judged
still trying to
this
figure out
person
why I can't
for their
hear
behavior. Is that what you're saying?
Gina.
say that again, Gina, so I can repeat it.
I said you judge this person
I'm
for
trying to
their
figure out why I
behavior.
can't hear Gina and why her face is still frozen.
That is strange.
Here, I'm gonna remove her from the scene for a second and then add her back.
Cause
All
now I feel
right.
bad.
Okay, Gina, say something. And
Hello.
get Renee, you hear?
No, I don't. Should I leave and then come back?
Yeah, go out and come right back.
No face, you want
I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing here, ladies? Jeez. Oh, just close the browser and then go back in, and
yeah,
then hit the link. Hit the link. Re-hit the link.
re-hit the link. No face, you said
Yo.
we can ask anything we wanted. And soon as we
Okay. Okay. You're right.
and you cutting her off. What's the problem?
I mean, just deep diving, and then like
What do you think we gonna do? You act like you ain't been talking to us.
why you trying to go into her soul and shit though? You know,
God, she's telling
you're like
her
I was
story.
scared.
Normal ass questions.
Period.
Scared.
These is normal ass questions, and you acting like
Was
it sound like
like
that's
it's you already said a bunch of shit that already fucked up the conversation low key,
something.
and so now
Okay,
you're
you're right. You're right. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
trying to
Yeah,
have
I
dialogue.
just didn't see. I just didn't see it going. Like trying to get into the psychology of why girls would be cheating because it's not that deep.
It's not girls, it's just people.
You're right. You're right. People.
Right, because no face. Tell her to call back in.
She will. She will.
I don't trust
Oh
them.
shit!
They
Fuck.
probably telling her, "Don't call in. Don't call back. They asking too many questions."
No, no, definitely not. She just texted me said my phone got too hot. What the fuck? Some iPhones, bro.
Yeah,
Oh, she
I.
back. She back.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hopefully, you can hear us. Can you hear me? Hear me? See me?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Gina, ask your question.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, Gina, you remember your question? It's been a while.
Yeah, so it's actually she was talking, you were talking about why you didn't tell dude about you seeing No Face, and then you were
Mhm,
saying you were scared, but you shouldn't have been scared because of the things he had done to you. And then
mhm.
you said you didn't want to be perceived the way you perceived him. Does that mean you were judging him based on something he was doing to you and you didn't want to be seen in that same light?
Yes, because I had thought that we were, what is it called? I can't think of the name of it, but I didn't think that we were like that in our relationship. I thought it was just us. And then when I had found out that he was going and
You
seeing
thought you
other
guys were
people.
exclusive.
Yes, thank you,
Mhm.
Lord.
It's like,
um so when I had found out what I had seen, um that tore me apart. Um and I had mentioned that to that person. Um but they kept doing it. So at the time I felt like I wasn't strong enough to leave that relationship, so I just thought if they're going to do it, then why can't I?
mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, I get it. Yeah, I don't really have nothing to say to that. No judgment here.
Not long. No, that was very well put.
Mm-hmm.
So was it right around that time that No Face came along?
Yes. Um Dude was doing stuff before I had met No Face, but I was still with that person while seeing No Face.
Okay. And so what were you seeking from No Face? Were you trying to get back at dude, or were you like, I'm trying to like get something emotionally, physically, or were you just not sure?
No, at first I just wanted a friend to hang out with, which I should have known better. But
Man, this is tough. This is tough, people. Not gonna lie.
but then it just led to something else.
Okay. So you were just wanted like a male friend companion, and then it ended up getting more intimate.
Yes, it became some, so it was originally just emotionally, and then it became sexually.
Okay. And then you know face you knew that she was in a relationship, but you weren't really worried about her other situation.
That's not true.
That was a question.
Yeah, that was the answer.
Okay, so
But you
the answer
know,
is no.
right.
Okay.
So
I mean,
you said
So
'cause
I
just
was, so
because
I
you're
was a little, I was
responding to
conflicted. So
the conversation on, it's like I'm asking you. I'm not declaring a statement.
well, it was a leading question. To be fair,
No, it was the actual question. It was, did you not care about this person, or did you not know?
no, I knew about it, and um, I knew about it, but she kind of wore me down a little bit. You know.
she wore you
She
down.
wore you down.
Yeah, she wore me down a little bit.
Wow.
So Renee, you pursued him.
No, actually, I did not. Technically, no, I did not.
Technically no.
Technically, no. Can you
Yeah.
elaborate
The
on
first, the first
eh.
interaction, the first interaction that we had, he talked to me first.
You remember what he said?
Mhm.
Yeah, but I don't know if I should bring that up just because I'm not too sure if he wants me to.
Oh no, this
It's
is
nothing bad. It's nothing bad at all, but I'm pretty
no
sure he
no
knows
no.
what
You
I'm
say what
talking
no,
about.
you say what you want. Say what you want. No face is not even a real person, right? This is just
Okay. So
based on a true
we
story, maybe.
we had worked at the same place.
Uh-huh.
And so I think it was like my first week. I was in an area, a department that he was in, and then he had came up to me and he had kind of engaged in a conversation, and that's kind of where it started.
Okay.
Okay.
But
And then
they want to know about this about the Riz.
the
But it wasn't
Riz.
really Riz. It was like was it Riz or was I just being a friendly person? Or was I even being a friendly person? Just tell the story. Tell the story.
It
Well,
started.
I thought we were talking about the who pursued who sexually. That's what I thought we were getting an
We're
answer to.
talking about who pursued who, and then we'll get to the sexually. But we're starting with who pursued who first,
Okay, just in general.
just in general. He started
But he said she wore me down. That's where this
right,
conversation.
right.
Like I'm just being clear. I mean, listen, I'm
I'm
with all
still
the
stuck
shit
on
tonight.
that too,
I'm not
cause
even gonna
like
hold you.
how?
Okay, okay. So maybe that wasn't the best choice of words. But
It
we're gonna get to we're gonna get to it.
the best choice of words, no face. It wasn't the truth. Okay, so
How the fuck do you know it's the truth? We didn't even talk about it yet.
because Renee's telling us the story, right?
But
So it wasn't the truth that she wore you down, unless you could tell us how she wore you down.
yeah, we'll go. Yeah, but we aren't there yet.
I think I'm a very uplifting person, but hey.
Yeah, I don't. I think he means the pursuing him part. Like you were pushing the issue. It sounds
I hope not. That sounds kind of
You was thirsty.
oh,
I hope
Not,
not.
I didn't. Not my words. That's what no face implied. So, not my words. I'm just
I
saying.
need
I
to
mean,
hear that, Gina. I need to hear
Parched.
that word. I don't think you were thirsty, Renee. I think no face is not telling the truth about who pursued who. What would you say, Renee, about who pursued
Um well, I remember the very first time we hung out, we went bowling and we went outside cuz he needed to smoke a cigarette and he was like, "I don't have friends." And then um he had made this comment that was like very like I don't know how to explain it. It was just like, did he really just say that to me? Um,
who? What did he say?
it was something like I don't even know if I can say it on here.
yeah, you can
You say it.
say that shit,
No
Renee.
face. What exactly did you say so I don't twist your words? Cause I know it.
Well, it's like
It's
dude,
like
you're getting the story all wrong. Like like I don't know if you're just capping or you just got amnesia
no.
or
I
what's going
remember
on.
because you were like, I don't have friends, and then I was like, okay, then like why are we here? Like I told you, I just
Oh
wanted to
my
like hang
god.
out.
Oh my god. No. Okay. Okay.
What do you think he said? You don't need like in your words. What do you remember it to be?
Like he said something about I don't have female friends. Like if you're a female around me, I'm gonna fuck you or something.
Oh shit. No, that's not true. That sounds way worse than what it was. Okay. That sounds terrible.
Well, that's why I said you tell them because I don't want to twist your words, but I know it was within those lines.
Well,
No
there's a
face.
difference between twisting words and just like totally misrepresenting what was happening, what happened.
No face. Then represent yourself.
All right, so
Say.
it happened just like, and you can just correct me when I lie, Renee. Just stop me when I lie.
Okay.
I seen her. It was the first time seeing her. I knew that she was new. Like I said, it was a Sunday night. It was my Friday night. I was a little loopy, so I was a little bit reckless with my. I was a little reckless with my tone, but she's like a blackish person, so
Oh
I,
wow. Wow.
Black person? does that even mean?
What that means is like I felt more comfortable being myself with her because if she was like a random white lady doing whatever she's doing, I wouldn't have been talking. So I wouldn't have been on my nigga shit, in that
At,
moment because I was very unprofessional,
at work, you talking about the first day
Yeah,
y'all
right, 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 right. So then she has a screen blocker on her phone, and I was yes, man. I didn't really care about that job for real because yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
I stayed there for a little bit. I was there for a minute.
Okay. Continue.
Um,
Continue.
so I seen her, and I was just like kicking. I was just talking like I was just. It was late. It was like 11 o'clock, right before I was about to go home. And then I was like, "Do you have a boyfriend?" Because she had a screen blocker. Because I was gonna troll her for having a screen blocker. And then she's like, "I have a fiance," and I was like, "Yeah, I know your type. You ain't shit or something like that, But I said it in a playful way. And then she's like, "No, no, some." Anyways, we were. I kind of got away because I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm about to get fired in this motherfucker talking crazy to this girl that doesn't know me." And then I seen her again. I was checking out, and she was yeah. I had another interaction with her, and I
Yeah.
can tell like the way she was looking at me. I was tell she wanted my dick. You know what I mean? You could just feel it. So, but it wasn't a big deal.
You
Her
Okay.
skipping
face.
parts.
No, I didn't. No, that wasn't a
Yeah.
big deal. That was you remember the second time I seen you,
Yeah, we
and you was
was
like, "He's so
in the
mean to me."
checkout and you called my daughter albino. And I
No,
took
that was
that
like
to
way.
heart.
No, see, that was way later. Okay,
No.
because
Are you a
that was way
colorist?
later. That was way later. That was way later. But the second time I seen her, I could just tell the way she was looking at me that she liked me or what. But it wasn't nothing big to it. And then I think the third time I seen her, she just runs up at it, comes up on me out of nowhere. She was like, "Oh shit, no face, where have you been? I've been looking for you." She's like being like doing a lot, and then she's like, "Let me get your Instagram." And I was like, I don't got no Instagram. I'm an old nigga.
The
And she's
fuck?
like, "Well, let me get your Facebook." I gave her my phone. She put her Facebook in. I didn't hear from her for about a week. Then she texted me. Well, but we had an interaction. She'd be like, "What do you do?" She was like, "What days are you off?" She's like, "Oh, I'm off on the same days." I'm like, I'm picking up on what she's trying to put down. I'm like, "Oh, that's just cute." She hits me up on Facebook. She's like, "What do you do on your days off?" Okay, did I lie yet? Just
No.
checking in. All right, just checking in.
Is he
Yeah.
texting
But you
you
perceive me as such a ditz. Like, I'm not a ditz. I don't know why you
You
perceive me as
yeah,
that.
you do come off a little ditzy. Not in our
right now?
conversation,
Yeah.
Renee, but the way in his story, I could see why you say that.
All right, I'm telling a story. Okay, this is entertainment, right? Like,
And then Renee, we want to hear your side after he's done.
so yeah, she hits me and she's like, what you be doing on your days off? And then by this point, my kids when I first seen her, my kids weren't with me. So this is some time later, and I was like, I don't really be on shit. I just be like fucking around with my kids, and um, on my days off, I don't really be doing much. And then she's like, well, we should hang out sometime. And I was like, well, that's flattering, Miss Ma'am. That's very flattering, and you're a very pretty girl. But I don't have girls as friends. When I hang out with girls, they usually get fucked. LOL, smiley face, yada yada yada. And I was like, and then that's kind of a messy situation. Like I ain't really trying to be like that type. That's just like too messy for my blood. Almost verbatim, not quite. Like I said all those words. Like, but then the next time I saw her, I seen her. I just kind of like ran into her, and I was like, oh shit. And
But
she's
can
probably
I
feeling the
stop
same
you
way.
for a second?
Go ahead.
Because how is that different from what she said you said?
Because she's acting like we were at the bowling alley, and I said that.
Does it
No,
matter
but
the
you had
environment?
Yes, it matters.
It doesn't matter to me. Is
It matters
context.
to no face.
It's
So we want
context.
Let me tell you why it matters. Because
Hold up, because you specifically said, "Ah, nah, you got my words all misrepresented," and then you literally just said the same thing. You just added an LOL.
to.
no, because I was. She said that I was. She's saying that we're on a date as friends, right? So didn't I? So by the time we're at the bowling alley, we already know what time it is because I already done told her what it was. Like it wasn't even like what it was. I like you know like I know what it is, girl. Like you don't gotta like I know you're not looking for a friend. You know what I'm saying? I know who the fuck I am.
Okay, okay.
Type shit. You know?
Type shit, them parts. All right, Renee, we love to hear your side now.
No, I wasn't done because she's
Oh,
capping over there.
oh, you
Gosh.
weren't done. All right, continue, please.
So so the next time I seen her, it was kind of awkward because I kind of let her down easy type shit, but I still but she was just so graceful about it. And then I tell her this too. Like I seen her walking, and then she just we just kind of caught eyes. We caught each other's eye, and she just gave me this cute little smile, and I was like, damn, I think I might just fuck this girl. You know what I mean? That's kind of where it pivoted from like
No face. If you
what
ever have sex with her again, you need to shut up and let her speak.
man. See, that's what you're saying. Okay.
I know,
That's
I
not
know,
true. That's
I
not
know,
true.
I know. I know. You think it's not, but you're talking yourself into a grave. So shut up and let's
Okay.
let the
All right.
talk. Thank you.
All right. Go
Renee,
ahead.
take the
Clock
floor.
it.
Real quick. Oracle, do you think I'm talking myself into a grave?
No, I didn't. I mean, you're talking yourself into a grave with me, but I don't think just for other reasons, but I don't think you're talking yourself into a grave with Renee now.
Mm, you
This
talked
is
yourself to a grave with the oracle?
Well, what's good? What's good? What's good, Oracle? Oh no, we're good. We'll address it afterwards. All right, go ahead, Renee.
um I feel like No Face perceives himself as like this harsh male that's just like I don't have any respect for women, but it's not really like that when I'm with him in person.
Mm,
Type shit. Type shit.
I believe that.
Them part.
Um
I believe
because
that.
I'm the same way. I be talking reckless, but really it's all jokes. And some people probably don't appreciate that if they were talking or getting to know someone. But with me, like there's a line where when we're with oh my gosh, when we are together, we know when someone's serious and when someone's just cracking jokes, if that
Yeah,
makes
no,
sense.
I
Like
get it.
it's not
I'm a shit talker too when I flirt, so I totally understand that.
like he doesn't slander my name. He doesn't call me the B word, like none of that.
Right.
Like he's respectful. And then there's sometimes where we'll be just cracking jokes. Like it's not like he just calls me a bitch and fuck this, fuck that. Like he is a gentleman when we are face to face.
Type shit. Type shit.
I believe that.
Yeah, I do too.
Mhm.
Yeah, because what's most important is not how you talk to a person; it's how you treat a person.
Yeah, and he definitely knows how to treat me and how I like to be treated. I'm not saying if he was to go talk to someone else, it'd be the same for them. I don't know if it'd be the same
Okay.
experience,
Hey,
Right.
but
don't blazing yourself now.
I'm just saying he respects me
Okay.
and he is a gentleman.
Good.
That's good.
I thought it was.
But I talk my shit. I talk my
I
shit.
know you talk your shit. I
But I
believe.
think it's how he comes across. Sometimes
Well,
it's like you didn't really have to come across so harsh like that. You know what I mean? Like that was just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus, yeah. All right. No. Next question.
what do you like about No Face?
Not to bring age into it, but
Hey.
I do like that he is older than me. I feel like that is something that I do need to look for in a person. Um, just because I've had bad experience with people my age. Um, I like how him and I see eye to eye on things. I like how if sometimes I'm acting delusional, air quotes, not really, but he'll put me in my place and be like, "Hey, this is what it really is. Like it's not what you may want it to be."
Is your dad in your life?
Yes, he is.
Has he
Kind
been
of.
active your whole life?
My whole life, yes, but I have a very weird relationship with my father.
Mm. How
Um,
so, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm not really close with my dad. Um, yeah. Um, it's kind of a touchy subject, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Um,
And your mom?
I'm very close with my mom,
Okay.
but my dad has been there my entire life.
Okay.
Does your mom know you're dating No Face?
Yes.
What she think? Has she
They
met
talked on they talked on the phone today actually, which was interesting, but won't get too into that, but my mom does know of No Face.
him? Okay.
That's
Okay.
good.
Were you on your best behavior talking to her mom? Okay.
I see the same person everywhere, every time.
Was he on his best behavior with your mom, Renee? Or you
Yes,
had to explain some things when you see her the next
he was.
time? Okay. Noted. You're not the same. You're not.
May I ask why Gina asked why I had a relationship with my dad?
Just some of the traits you described that you liked about No Face gave me the impression that you probably have a
Daddy.
complicated relationship with your father.
Okay. How
What's
so?
that?
I mean, it's just, it's just, I mean, this is just psychology. It's not, I'm not trying to be offensive. I mean, it's just, oh, he's older and he tells me to do this and that. Like, it's very common. I don't have my father.
Oh, shit. We lost you for a second, Gina.
Oh, am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Where did I
You
was
were
saying, I don't
saying
know what you guys
you were
didn't hear, but I
saying
was saying
you don't have your father.
yeah, I didn't have my father in my life. I had a stepfather in my life, and I had a what's it called? Complicated relationship with my father figure. So I studied psychology for a couple years. So just for my own personal self, while I was in junior high school, and so it just is a sign. Some of the traits that you like in him. It doesn't mean that it's facts. It just is some of the signs I can recognize because um, just because of things I've read and people I've known and myself included.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Renee, I wanted to ask, where do you see the relationship going with No Face, or what do you want in a relationship?
What do I want?
Yeah.
I would like to get to know him more. Like I said, for I guess a year, it's been on and off due to certain things, but I feel like if he was willing to be open to get to know each other on a deeper level, I'd be interested, of course.
No Face, would you be interested in that?
I'm not. We're not going into. I'm not going into that right now.
You
He's
not?
scared, that's why.
Are you scared, No Face?
Nah, 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 nah.
Mm,
So you okay? Well,
No,
are you?
because we were dancing around this topic um recently, and we haven't talked about it. So I won't talk about it right now.
Okay, so that was my question. Are you going to talk to her about it later after the show?
Yeah.
Are you?
why do
No,
you
we
say it
literally
like that?
nah, because we do need to. We were starting to talk about it, and then I started going all over the place, and then your mom's got on the phone, and then
So that's when moms got on the phone.
yeah, because I got gravity. You know what I'm saying?
What that mean? Pull, gravitational pull.
Well, here's what I'll say. If you are looking for an answer, you should make sure you get one.
Mm-mm. Gina, what are you doing? I
I'm
got this under control. So good.
well, I
Oh
mean, if
my
she
gosh.
wants an answer, she should get one.
No, it was actually me that brought it up. I'm not.
So you brought it up. So you asked her, "What are we?"
No, I was wanted to because we hadn't seen each other in a while, and then I kind of just like, well, she actually hit me up on just some regular stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna pull up, and then we hung out that night for a little bit, and so like I know that for me it was like kind of sparked like it kind of made me like I started crushing all over on her all over again type shit because the reason okay yeah I won't get off track
Okay.
so I can tell like ever since then we've been texting more and talking more and stuff. So I wanted to like address that because just like I shared with you guys, like I'm not sure if I'm in the place right now where I'm as available as she might want me to be, and I want to make sure that nobody's feelings get hurt. Initially hers too. It's really initially it's her feelings, but the reason why I'm so like reluctant is because I don't want to get too deep and then have be too invested and potentially get myself in trouble from my put my feelings in harm's way.
So Renee, would if you
Or
got into
both of ours really, both of ours. So I just
oh
don't want to
Renee, if you got into a relationship with no face, could you say that you would not hurt his feelings, meaning step outside the relationship with anyone else?
damn.
I would say I wouldn't. And like I had said before, that's not what I usually do. But if I know for a fact somebody else is doing that, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to do the same thing because I want you to feel how I felt. But also need to learn that tit for tat isn't always the best option. And I'm grown now, right? That's what little kids do.
So let me ask
So
you
that's
this.
not.
I mean, frankly, that's what adults do, but it's not about age. It's about your character
But
and
let me ask you this
how
because
you
you
want to
said
show up.
you did it because you wanted the him to feel how you felt, but you never even told him about no face. Were you messing with somebody else that he found out about?
Are you talking about the dude that I had been talking about before?
Yeah, you said you do your get back because you want him to feel like you felt.
But
Yeah,
then you
he didn't
didn't tell
know.
So
No,
he never
him. So
ended up
how
feeling like you felt?
huh?
Did he ever feel like you felt if he didn't find out that you were cheating? You were hurt because you found out he was cheating, so you wanted to get back at him. But if he never knows that you were cheating, what's the get back?
Well, because I was hoping he'd find out.
So you were leaving clues?
Yeah.
so he just didn't care. He didn't pick him up.
No, he knew. I think low key knows, but What's he going?
But I think the point Nicole is trying to make is if your sole intention was to get him back, then how did you get resolved from that if he never found out?
Well,
All right.
because there were people around us that had known, and I was hoping it'd get back to him, but it never did.
And what did you? So how did the relationship end?
Um, it it wasn't good. Let's just say that.
But it didn't end because of you stepping outside of the relationship.
No,
I mean, I essentially I always say it does,
I mean in a way, but not really.
but it was like not gonna it was gonna fall apart eventually. But you know what I'm saying? Like that definitely not gonna help it. Even though not it's not gonna be a direct. It's not gonna be a direct thing, but once that happens, I think that yeah the relationship is doomed for sure. I've been saying that, so I got to be.
Is it a mental vindication since he didn't know but you knew? So that's why you felt better?
Oh, let's not try
I
to make sense of this, okay? Because
I'm just trying to understand, just because Nicole brought up a good point. She made a, declaration that, hey, she only did this because she wanted him to feel pain, which is what a lot of people do. But then he didn't find out. So then it's like, so then how did you get the resolve, or did you never get resolve from him having pain?
I don't think I really did because I'm pretty sure he didn't know, but like it wasn't like you couldn't know in a way. It was a very messy situation
Okay.
because the person he was entertaining,
Mhm.
me and No Face and Dude, we all worked together, so it was like
We
a
all knew each
little,
other.
yeah, we all knew each other.
Oh,
Okay,
So
but from context though, like I didn't know that. Like I didn't know.
yes.
I knew that she had a fiance, quote unquote, but I didn't know that was that nigga. You know what I mean?
Oh, you guys were engaged, fiance.
I mean, not really. So she got
So,
our
Y'all
ring
sound
proper.
oblivious as fuck. Like, I mean, this is wild to me. I feel like there's a lot of context missing because you guys all work at the same place, but nobody know what's going on with whatever. Or we just playing like
Well,
everybody
he had.
is gonna
I
leave.
was
I
I
don't
was
Fuck,
working
know.
there, and then
see.
she popped up, and then he popped up at some point. I don't remember the timeline. And then, but it was like a short. It was not a long thing that we had going on.
Renee,
Yeah,
how old was he, the other guy?
23.
How long had you guys been together?
It would have been 2 years.
At that point,
No, at that point, like a year and a half.
Were you in love with him?
Yeah.
man,
Um,
this is heavy as fuck. We need to fuck.
Are you still in love with him?
no,
So you wouldn't go back to him
no,
if he tried?
no.
You sounded unsure.
Because I feel like I was, and then I was just blind to certain things that might have felt like love, but was love bombed in the relationship.
Mm.
Um, and I think what made me attached to him was that we both came from a toxic environment. So I feel like it was
You
just
trauma
at
bond.
the, yeah, we were trauma
Yeah, yeah,
bonded.
yeah.
Hmm.
Do you think that's what happened with No Face in Yourself as well?
No.
Elaborate.
What do you mean elaborate? I just answered your question.
Well, no, I'm like, why? Why? Like,
Because
why
it
was
didn't,
what was different about your experience with me over because I know that everybody thinks that I'm such a bad guy. I'm like,
Nobody said that. You keep
look,
saying that.
Gina's so mad at me right now. Like, Gina
No.
is
if
so pissed
anything,
at me.
I feel like the bad guy.
Why do you feel like the bad guy, Renee?
Just because of how No Face and I transpired and what was happening.
Mm,
Because
okay.
you cheated on your ex with no face.
Yeah.
I
That
mean,
happened.
you won't, you're not the first, you won't be the last.
At all. So no face. Is that a problem for you?
The person that cheats on their man with no face.
Hmm?
I mean, just a person that cheats on somebody.
Yeah.
But
Okay, what
no,
was the question? Go ahead. Sorry.
is that a problem for you? Do you think that's going to cause some trust issues for you?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So yeah, that's the part. That's a because it was really just well, of course, it always starts with attraction, and then when in my dealings with her, like I just started, she, like her personality, it was a good, like I really fucked with her, and that was the reason why I had to like um distance myself from her. Also, it was because it was just something that I knew I was already kind of getting in too deep, and I had to cut it off before it got any further because. Now I'm starting to feel like I want her to stay and she has to go.
Well,
But
it sounds
can
like
I
you don't
say
really know
something?
if she had to go or not, and you just stopped it because you were afraid that she might have to go.
No,
Can
I'm
I
talking
say
like
something real quick?
go ahead.
My thing is, if that's how you felt, which your feelings are completely valid, because if I know that's how I would feel, right?
No,
Most,
no. Okay, let me
most,
clarify. What I'm saying, like she would be with me, and then she'd have to leave, and I would like want her to stay with me, but she would have to leave. She would leave.
We get that.
Yeah, we
Re-
can understand.
Oh, I thought you were thinking like more of like a macro sense.
Renee, continue, please.
my thing is, if that's how you feel, then why is it so? Why do you come into my life and then you come back out? It's always a back and forth thing between each other. So it's like there comes a point where I'm gonna be like, okay, is this what we're gonna keep doing? You're gonna show up in my life for a few months and then you're gonna leave for a few months? Just a reoccurring cycle?
Yeah, I picked up on that too because I was feeling like I felt like it was a little bit lighter because we were just talking on the phone a little bit. And I would call you, and then like I know we wasn't seeing each other, but for me it was like I was just checking in on you type shit. And I still like cared about you and still do care about you, but it wasn't something that I couldn't be involved with you like that no more, especially in the physical sense because that's a big deal to me. And I've said that to just the ladies here and to you as well. You know how I feel like that's a real powerful exchange, and I don't take those type of things lightly because I have to protect my peace, protect my biology.
Yeah, I
And
get that.
I was really like I feel like I was very communicative with that, but then I did notice when you said something like that to me, which kind of just made me like kind of stop, like kind of just back off a little bit because I didn't want to get you too invested. That's how
Well,
you
that's
felt,
the thing. You never asked. You never
I
asked
was
if,
just about to say that. Like, you didn't even communicate. You just,
Well, she communicated it with me.
but I would have been fine if you were like, let's just be platonic. Like, let's not
No, I don't
even.
got. I don't. You know, I don't do that.
So,
But you're
exactly.
doing
So,
it
that's what.
anyway.
yeah, but I mean, I think the point is you had feelings for somebody, both of you clearly. And how
Right.
hard is it to communicate
You just say
what
that.
your wants and needs? Like, hey, I
Right.
No, I do.
feel this way about you. However, these are my concerns about where
Where?
we are and how we
I.
met.
Have you guys been listening? That's what I. That's what I was. I did. I said all that to her.
No, you
No,
didn't
that's not what you said.
at all.
That if you said that to her, that's fine, but that is not what you said right now to us on this
And
forum.
that ain't what you said to her. She just said you didn't say that. If she knew that's how you felt, then y'all could have addressed it at the time, is what she said. But instead of telling her how you felt,
No, no. She said
you said how you felt and you pulled back. And
no. She was saying that. Why? If that's how you felt, because I told her that's how. Oh, I'm sorry. I told her that's how I felt, but she was saying, then why do you keep like coming back into my life? When I'm thinking like it's just a phone call, but I know that
why
that's
would you do a phone call? What's the phone
what.
call?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
the
Why
phone
are you
call
making a
for?
phone call if you don't do platonic? You don't want a friend. So why are we
That's what
talking?
Why you call it?
Well, when I'm thinking like when you think like a friend, like it's not like we're just gonna be hanging out. You know, she's not gonna be coming to my crib because
I
and
mean, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like, what's the point of even making that phone call?
I
Like,
don't, yeah, I don't see what you're saying because I'm still stuck on if you don't want to have platonic friends, you are still reaching out to her to say hello. That's confusing.
Very.
because
But
when
you
was the
also don't
last
want to
time?
commit to a relationship. So it's like what's the connection for then?
Yeah, like, what? When was the last time I touched you? Like, but we've hung
yo,
out multiple times since then. So it's like,
Right.
it basically is a friendship.
What?
I think
Why?
I think we
Why?
I think we only I think I only I've seen you in passing a couple times, but I don't think we ever hung out until a couple weeks ago. Since the
No.
last time, since the last time that thing happened, and that was like August or November or something like that.
August or November? That's far.
August, September. My bad. August, September. Yeah, that was a while ago.
Renee, when was it? When the thing happened?
The last time, yeah.
Yeah, the last
Um, I don't remember the last time, but I've seen him at least 3 or 4 times before then. Or I mean
But
after.
since then,
Yeah.
time. Okay,
mm,
I've
the end
gone to Denver with you like 2 or 3 times.
oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We did go. We did do that at least. We did that twice because we went a couple weeks ago.
You've came to my place two
Oh, I did do
times.
that one time. One time, relax.
You're right.
And she wore me down that
One
time
time you
too.
came in and then one time you came and picked me up and then we went to go do something.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So,
So yeah, I mean, it wasn't like what I'm saying. Like,
like
So you
So
are
Renee, are
friends? So
you
you do have platonic friend? I'm so I don't even know what
well,
is
Renee,
happening right
on these few times that you've seen him, the last 3 or 4 times, what were you expecting in those interactions?
I wouldn't say I was expecting anything. I enjoy his company. I like the discussions that we have. I like how he makes me feel when he's around me, but I wasn't expecting anything sexually from him.
Okay. Did you and I only asked just because of what you just said. You was like he went to Denver a couple of times. It sounds like y'all didn't do much of anything that you were I want to use the word expecting, but it sounded like you didn't get what you wanted to out of the interaction. Is kind of what I'm
No, I did. I
okay.
like I said I wasn't ever expecting anything
Okay.
from him sexually. It's
Okay.
just the point I was trying to make is we haven't done anything sexually in a long time. So if we're hanging out 2, 3, 4 times, then how is that not a friendship or
now.
platonic?
I would agree with that statement.
yeah, yeah, because it is. It is, but it's like it's not like we're not. Yeah, it's not like we're friends though,
Then
because
what is it?
but
But
you know what I'm
she
saying. Okay, I'm gonna try to explain it because there's always gonna be that attraction and that sexual tension with her and I. So there's no way that we're gonna be able to like. No, what happens if if she gets a boyfriend right now? She can't talk to me, or she's not supposed to talk to me anymore. If I was to get a girlfriend, I can't talk to her if I was honoring if I would have made an agreement with her with the girl, because we ain't friends. We get we have an attraction, we got a love thing going on. So it's not like we can just be friends.
So you
Is
guys
what I'm
can't
saying.
right. So you're saying you can't be friends with benefits because you will fall too deep and you won't communicate with that to her. So you would rather just
Yeah, I don't think I don't think that's natural at all to be friends with benefits because what will happen to me is I will start being possessive over her body.
right. Why
So
would you mind if he said if we're having sex then you can't sleep with nobody else? Would that be okay, Renee? Would you?
Yes, I
but
would respect that.
it wouldn't be fair for me to demand that from her if I'm not giving her everything that she would need from one person.
Everything like what? I mean that's a good statement. That is a good statement.
If
But
I'm not gonna be her if I'm not gonna be her man, I can't just be she can't just be my every now and then thing and then I'm just holding her down from the rest of the world when I'm not gonna give her what she would need in exchange for her monogamy to me.
right, but you're kind of doing that anyway, though. You
Yeah,
just
right now you're so what are you doing now? What are you passing time? Are y'all
No,
both
like she yeah, I don't have like her body does it's not mine. Like I don't have I don't have that possessiveness over her body right now. So when she does what she does, it doesn't affect me.
you don't want it to affect you, but it does, and it will.
Okay, okay.
it sounds like
But
you
that's
guys are
what
both already in somewhat affected by one another. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
and
if
it sounds like No Face is moving in fear instead of moving in love and just going for what he wants. And you can enjoy it while you have it. And if something happens that changes that, then that's what happens then. But why not actually enjoy what you have while you have it? It sounds like she's willing to go all in, right? It sounds like, I mean, not all in, but sounds like she would be willing to be with you and you only. And you're talking about you can't give her everything she wants in a man. You're giving her she likes what you're giving her already, and you're already withholding some of the things that she really likes, and she's still sticking around. So that's not fair,
I feel
Right.
like I feel
That's
like
why.
Renee.
he
But
might think that I want a relationship out of him, which is not technically what I'm saying. I'm just saying I would like to know him more than I already know him. I barely know anything about him, and he knows so much about me.
Mm,
but I'm not even hearing him say he
damn.
doesn't want a relationship with you. I don't hear him saying that at all. I hear fear coming
me
out of
too.
what he's saying.
Straight up.
Now we're
Yeah.
now we're now we're being Dr. Phil. Like, this is over. Like, what is going on right now?
It's like
No,
it's not even about like, oh, I'm not ready to be with you type shit. He clearly
Right.
said there's love there between y'all. Those are his words, not mine.
Right.
So I'm like, so then you just don't want to do it because you're afraid something might go wrong.
That's what it sounds like to me.
oh, I got a lot of shit going on in my life. All right, I'm a very busy person sometimes, but I do have a like. I don't even. My future is uncertain. I don't know.
Everybody's future
My
Everybody's certain.
talking about.
What do you
So
mean?
that means you just don't have
I
a
could
no, I just
go
don't have.
out. Any one of us could get hit by a truck tomorrow and it'd be a wrap. Like, what are you even saying?
you didn't
Well, are you
say
gonna let me say it?
it, please.
I'm waiting.
I got a lot of tumultuous shit going on in my life, and I need to prioritize. I can't prioritize having to nurture and protect a whole person when I'm trying to do that to myself for myself and my kids, and I'm trying to secure my kids right now. I got a lot of shit going on within my, and a lot of it is just within my own mind too. I got a lot of demons attacking me right now.
I feel like you have too
Well,
much
all
of
of
a
it is in your
barrier
mind.
up.
A
Say it
barrier.
again. Oh yeah, and
I
that
said I
too,
feel
because
like
and that's been acknowledged, and I've acknowledged, and you guys understand that, and she understands that as well. She
I
understands
don't
that
know
I can.
that I understand it. I can't say that I do.
Man, I was dealing with a wildebeest for a long ass time, drained a lot of my energy, took a lot of my peace away, and I got a little bit of sliver of freedom right now, and I'm trying to like relish in it right now, and I'm trying to rebuild myself spiritually, and I'm trying to not jump into something um like that right now.
But you don't even know what I
Well, no
just feel
one
like you don't know what you're jumping into. And a
I do
lot
know
of
what I'm jumping into
you're
though.
right.
well, you don't though, because you haven't even made the attempt. You're making it sound like it's a burden, whatever it even is. I don't even
Yo,
know how.
here's the fucking newsflash, guys. Women are very burdensome, very cumbersome. All right. So it's like you got to be on your p's and q's if you're trying to satiate all the appetites of a woman. So yeah, it
But
is a burden.
healthy engagement as a human being. Like no relationship should do that to you. And if it is, you probably don't need to have those relationships in your life, which is why I personally don't fuck with a lot of people, including relatives, because I choose to have the relationships that I want to have in my life that don't burden me, that give me peace, that make me feel like myself, that aren't exhausting. You're acting like having a partner in the truest
A
world
woman.
is somehow damaging to you when it's really supposed to be uplifting. And that just goes back to the Bible.
Yeah. Well, no, no.
And Renee said herself, like, hey, I mean, all jokes aside, like, and I don't want to mess up your words, Renee, so correct me where I'm wrong, but you said you are an uplifting kind of person anyway.
yeah, I did say that.
She said that. Yeah.
But you
You
but you can't let your past trauma be her issue.
right.
Like you can't let your past you're letting somebody who's not even in your life like that affect something that could be your peace because you're too afraid from the pain that somebody else caused you. That's not where we're at right now. That was then, and this is right now. Like, why are you allowing that to take away something that could be peaceful for you?
It's just that I just have full sovereignty over what happens in my life. Like, I'm the one that controls the shit, so it's not
But
like
you don't.
I'm. But I clearly do.
But you don't. Are you God, or do you not believe in God?
I'm not gonna answer that question.
Okay. I mean, because then that's the only way what you're saying would make any sense to me.
But how? What?
Because you don't have any control. That's just it. That's the beauty of peace,
Ooh.
is when you recognize
Yeah.
you have no control over absolutely nothing. None.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
No face.
I mean, I said I'm in full control. I am the commander, and you're saying that I don't have no control. So we're gonna just have to agree to disagree.
That's
You
fine.
can't, but if you have full control, then you could.
Go ahead. Go,
Okay.
Renee. Because I'm gonna finish your sentence if you don't, because you're on
Um,
the right track.
Personally, I don't think we have full control of our lives. My standpoint, I believe in God. So everything Gina is saying, I agree with. Um, and I love everything you just said within that minute.
Thank you.
Of course
But
you do. 'Cause you guys are trying to bully me into a relationship. This is crazy
No,
work.
but
nobody's trying to
I'm even
bully
telling you,
you.
No, but to
to a
Renee's
relationship.
to Renee's point, though, No Face, if you have control, then the reality would be, you're refuting my point. Then that means you could do whatever you want with Renee, and it will be successful because you have all the control.
Right.
Yeah. Like you can't
So
control
then, what are
getting
we
hit
even
by a
talking about?
bus.
There was
You
two
can't
questions that
control
happened at
that.
the same time.
Go ahead, Renee.
You can't control if you get hit by a bus or not.
No, you
Sorry, what
can't.
was your question? What was your question?
Like, so if you were in full control of your life, then how can
Then
you
you could
explain?
control that. You would
I don't
know when
walk.
Yeah.
something's gonna
I
happen.
don't
You
walk
would
in
know
the
your
streets. All right.
expiration date. You would know when something's gonna happen to your family members or whatever. Like, you would have this all clearly defined ahead. You would know what would happen if you chose to get in a relationship with Renee or if you chose not to. Like, you're already making a choice, but
I'm.
it's like
I was
you're
referring just to myself. I said I have sovereignty over myself. So I have full control over my shit. What I do, what I don't do.
you have yeah, you have control over the decisions you make, sure. But
But not
how
all
does
the
that
time it's
relate?
going to go that way.
Right. How does that relate to the success or lack of success of any relationship? And I don't mean just with Renee and a girlfriend. I just mean in the general sense, any kind of relationship you have.
I'm not sure what the question is.
How do you have any? How does your control over yourself determine and define the outcome of the relationships in your life?
How does it determine? It determine. I don't know. I'm not sure how to answer that question. I have
Okay.
most of my relationships without, you know, outside of romantic relationships. I have good relationships with everybody that I have relationships with.
I'm sorry.
I have good relationships with everybody I have relationships with. I don't know if that answers your question.
It doesn't, but that's fine.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're asking me.
So
You keep making a point to talk about your control over yourself. I'm asking you,
I said it
what
one
does
time.
that mean? What does that mean? What does your control over yourself have to do with the outcome of your relationships?
Well, I think the obvious answer is that the where we're at right now is of where because we're it's where I want it to be or where
mm,
I'm comfortable with it being. You
okay.
know,
Are you comfortable with that, Renee? Where it's at right now?
Um, no.
What would you prefer?
Okay.
Because I don't really like people who pop in and out of my life. I've never
Mm,
liked that. Um
mhm.
I feel like because with me, if you're going to check up on me, then I want to see you in person. And I feel like with No Face, he doesn't want that at all. Like he tries to deflect seeing me in person. He just
Mm.
wants it to be via phone. And I'm just
No,
like,
no, no, that's not true. I did make a point, and I'm like, I do be on my bullshit, but I'm transparent about it. So I called her on November 3rd. I remember that day. Um, and then she was like, "Where are you at?" She said, "I want to see you." And I was like, and I told her like, "No, because I can't. I'm not operating on your terms." You remember that conversation?
Oh,
yeah, but it was weird because like it wasn't even like that, like on my terms. Like I
Well,
just
it's
wanted to
because
see you and you made
yeah,
it
I
like that.
understand. I understand, but then there was the other times where I wanted to see you and I couldn't though.
why not?
So because she was occupied.
She ever told you you couldn't see her right now?
I'm
Are
sorry,
you
what
asking
was
me?
that?
Did she ever say,
You can't see
"Can't see
me.
me
It's like I
right
can't.
now"? You can't hear me?
She, yes, yes, yes. She had yes. Well, are you asking me?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm asking you.
Yes. There's times where I would want her to be with me, and she was not available for me.
And you asked, and you told her you wanted her to be with you, and she said, "No, I'm not available."
Yes.
Okay.
So then when she wants to, so then she, I'm not gonna allow her to just pick and choose when we spend time together.
Yeah, but you knew she had a boyfriend, and you were okay with that. So you knew she had to.
I was okay with it until I started catching feelings for her, and then I had to. That's when I had to chop it off. I mean,
But
I've been consistent in saying that.
Yeah, but you're making it seem like a control thing. Like I'm not going to see you on your terms. Like nobody's thinking about it like that except
I
you.
know, but I'm the one that's got to.
well,
I'm the one that's paying attention to this type of shit.
to be fair, Renee, unfortunately, a lot of people think about it like this. And a lot of people think about it the way you do, where they don't think about it at all. Like we're just like,
Yeah,
hey, can you get together? And then, but a lot of people, like you said earlier, Renee, like it's not great
tit
to do the
tat.
tit for tat. People
Yep,
do it though, and
all
so
the
you're
time.
constantly
No,
keeping.
that's not.
But No Face could have a healthier relationship if you just were transparent. Like, hey,
I was transparent.
Word.
how were you transparent when you just said you weren't even communicating, hey, I'm feeling this way, when it
Right.
seems like I'm asking you for your availability and then you're never available, and then you
So
ask
why, how
me
did you jump to
not.
that conclusion? Because I communicated I was a open, I was communicating the whole time.
Renee
It was,
just it sounded like Renee just heard this for the first time. Am I wrong, Renee?
yes.
About what
I'm sorry.
part? The
Did
the
you know
control
that
part
he
I
was
said?
feeling like if he was asking you if you were available, you were saying no. So then when you would ask him, he would just purposely say no, even if he was available. Did you know that was happening?
He had mentioned that to me before where he was like, I'm
On
not going to
November 3rd.
see you on your terms. But like for me, I had never thought about it like that. I when I want to
Because
see someone,
she's not
I
used to fucking with people like me. That's what it really is. Because we like start addressing like the difference
People
between.
who just take note of what she's doing wrong without actually telling her
Telling her, right.
I
It's
doing
told her the
yeah.
I told her the whole time. When did I not tell her?
You were
after
tallying
you
it
have
up. You were tallying it up before you
right,
told her. You
right.
told her
No,
eventually, but you first were keeping note and track. Like,
Before.
oh, this is not
no,
happening.
no, wrong again. Because I had a long conversation with her because I blocked her, and she
Okay,
remember when you called me
why am I
from a
blocked?
different phone number.
This is insane.
Oh,
I know I didn't think it was gonna get this
yeah.
heavy. Huh? So remember the conversation we had? We talked for like an hour,
Yes.
and I was what did I? Well, tell them what I told you.
I mean, basically you said it's not always on your terms. Like that's basically what you said, but it's like I
But
never
Renee,
even
Well,
is that
thought
the
about
first
it.
time you heard about that at that point? Was that the first
This
time?
was the same night when I told her I wanted her to stay, and she had to leave. The same night.
And that's the first time she ever did that, and you said it's not always on your terms. What would even make you say that if this is the first time she's ever doing that?
Why are you saying that? Why are you assuming that it was the first time? No,
I
this was a
I am not. My whole point was it wasn't the first time, and you said no. It was. It was that same night. So I'm asking you a clarifying question.
that if it wasn't so if since it wasn't the first time, then I didn't have any right to say that it was bothering me.
No, you're putting words into my mouth. I did not. You can always say something is bothering you.
But
Always.
that's what I did.
What
So it wasn't the first time, but it was the things were getting a little bit going a little bit further, and it was starting to affect me more and more. So I
Okay,
had to do
but
what I had to do.
my point was you were adding up how this was making you feel before you vocalized it. And that is what you just said you didn't do. And then you said, oh, yeah, I did do that. That wasn't the first time.
I wasn't tallying it up. Once it became a problem for me, I addressed it immediately. Because the first time it wasn't a problem. The second time it wasn't a problem. But after after I started developing feelings for her, it became a problem. When that day when I really wanted her to stay and then she didn't stay, I
Okay,
Was that
addressed it.
time you
what you
guys had
just
sex?
did there, that is a tally. What you just explained, that's a tally.
Yeah,
I
100%.
wasn't even, I was never even thinking about the other times because it wasn't a tally. It happened one time where I wanted her to stay. She couldn't stay,
And
and it was a problem for me.
when she couldn't stay, you remembered all those other times,
No, I didn't.
keeping tally of it.
I
Can I ask
I would have never thought about that until you said it. Was it the first time?
further that, Gina? Can I ask a question?
You see how they do. You see how they be doing me, Renee? Like they just be like trying to play psychological.
No, 'cause you don't answer the questions.
What question am I not answering?
Thank you.
You beat
What
around the
what
bush.
what question am I not answering directly?
From the
You just
first
You
said
time you at
A tally. You were tallying it up,
yeah.
and you won't admit to that. But let me ask you a question. Was
That's
this
crazy
the
work.
first
You
time
were
you guys had
tallying. Like what the fuck? Like what a terrible person. I wasn't tallying
it's
though.
not about this is what you do. No, 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 hold on, Nicole. This is what you do all the
sex?
time, no face. You jump in and you draw these grandiose conclusions that aren't even there. Nobody said you were a bad person. Nobody labeled you any. We are talking about one thing. I was just trying to get record of what exactly occurred so I could have an understanding of your perspective. It wasn't to judge you or beat you down or anything. And then you couldn't say, yes, you're right. That I
No, you're saying I was tallying, and I said I wasn't tallying, and he said, oh, you were tallying.
and then you
Okay,
changed
so the whole time you were
your mind.
tallying.
You
Like,
explained in your own explanation, in your own words, you described a tally without using the word tally.
no, you took me to that. You took me
No, you
to the
didn't stop
tally
there. I thought
because
you
I
had
just
control. I thought you had control over yourself. How could I take you there?
you guided the conversation there. You guided the conversation there. So when you said so was it the first time? And I was like no, it wasn't the first time that happened, but it was the first time where it affected me. And then you said that was your gotcha. That's where you I didn't know that you were leading me there. And then you're also you were in detailing. I'm not even thinking about a tally,
Of
but I
course
Let
you
wasn't
me ask you
tallying.
something, no
But you
face.
were. Like
No, I wasn't.
it's just a simple self-awareness. Like, okay, yeah, I'm maybe subconsciously doing it, but I am keeping track of
Oh yeah,
someone's behavior so that I know how I want to respond, probably a trauma response for
no
protection,
problem.
but it's still something you're doing.
All right, what
No
was the
face, let
question?
me ask you something. Do you still make tallies?
Now I'm a tally maker. See what you did? Like, no, I never was tallying. I never was making tallies.
God. It
So,
makes
actually, and to be more
be
clear,
accountable and just be
it was
like,
all.
you know what? I subconsciously was taking a tally and I didn't even realize it.
But no, fuck no, because that's not what I was doing. As soon as she as soon as she, as soon as she wasn't giving me what I wanted, then that was when it was a problem.
That's when
So
you
yes,
remembered all the other times she didn't give you what you wanted.
no, because the other times when she was leaving, it wasn't a problem. But then when it became a problem, but it was even in retrospect, it wasn't even fair for me to expect her to do that. But when I wanted her to stay, and then she didn't stay. She couldn't stay because she really like probably couldn't stay. It wasn't a bad. It wasn't her fault. It wasn't like she was neglecting me or anything. But
Right.
it was just like I'm up here. I'm playing a dangerous game, and I addressed it immediately. And then we didn't. And then that was pretty much the last time. That was pretty much the last time.
Can I ask my
That's
question
where.
now?
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Was this the first time you guys had sex?
Low key, kinda, huh? Nah, go ahead, Renee. Well, okay. No, I'm not gonna say that. No, it wasn't. We had a thing going on for like a couple months.
Renee, is that true? Renee, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear you now. Was that the first
I
time
can
you
hear
guys
you.
had
Can you hear
sex?
me?
Yeah, can you hear us? Yeah. I'm gonna remove her and maybe it is. Can you hear us now? No, no, she's gone. Maybe she'll come back. Okay, you said low key that was the first time y'all had sex, and then you said y'all been rocking for a couple months. No face. Was that the first time y'all had sex?
No, it wasn't.
So what did that mean when you said low key it was?
Fuck, man. Yeah, like that's too. I'm not gonna.
It's
Especially if she's not on here. If she was gonna say it, then I would have let her say it. But I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna elaborate on that detail.
the
But
first
maybe
time you
you could. Maybe
guys had
your curious mind could come to a conclusion. Maybe I don't know.
yeah, yeah. Was it the first time you guys had intercourse?
Can you hear me?
No, no, no. I hear you now.
It was. I don't remember the date, but it was after the bowling. I told you the story. But we went outside because I said something else that was vulgar when we was outside. I was just talking about that.
No face. I don't understand what when you answered low key yes. When I said was that the first time you guys had sex, you said low key yes. Why did you say low key yes if you guys had sex the first night y'all went bowling? Please explain it to me. Come on, Renee, with the answer.
If you want to, you don't have to.
No,
Yeah,
you explain it because it sounds stupid in my eyes. I don't know why you even.
That's because niggas. Because that's because I have a. That's because I understand how shit works a little bit better. I think.
Renee, just tell us what happened before my mind just go all the way to the left. Just
Well, y'all know how reckless he be talking and how certain
mhm.
things just don't add up. He says it's the first time we had sex because he wasn't using a condom.
Okay, I didn't say it was a first, but it's a big. That's a difference,
Like, how?
Okay.
because that's
We
when
were
that
still.
energy exchanges, and that's when I start getting territorial and possessive. That's why.
No, that was. But we were intimate before that. So
Right,
it's
right.
like, what?
But it's it it
You see
it's
how
a
I think that's stupid in my eyes? Like, we were already exchanging energy. Like,
You
what?
definitely were exchanging emotions for sure. Yeah.
Every
yeah,
time
but
he says that, it just throws
True.
me off.
It don't make sense.
Every time he says that, it just throws me off because I'm just like,
Oh
we
my
were on a good track, and then you said that stupid shit.
god.
listen, Gina, what's your take on that? I want to hear what Gina, what the Oracle.
I understand what you're saying. I don't think you cannot count the other times as sex,
No, no, no. That's not what I'm doing. But for me,
but I do
because
understand.
what happens is now I don't want now my DNA is laying dormant in her uterus. Okay, so now I don't want nobody else's DNA going where my DNA's at.
Yeah, I get it.
It makes sense, but
Yeah, I
could
understand.
you explain that to her? No face
No,
and
I
English.
already know what he's saying, but it's like you can't exclude those other times we were
Right.
Yeah,
intimate.
Right, right. And I wasn't. But that was when I knew shit was gonna start getting that was when it was like, man, you got to stop now or forever hold your peace. And
yeah, I get it.
yeah.
I think I do want to make a comment here. Like, I think no phase and
Somebody called me the worst storyteller ever. That's fucked up.
I don't even know who that person was, but yeah, Ricky Rose. Thank you for the comment.
I think You could give a lot of like if you would stop trolling sometimes for a couple of minutes, you could give a lot of like perspective and insight to like just how people think about things, because especially between you, No Face, and you, Renee, it's a dichotomy of relationships and how people think about things, and it's and you guys touch on so many things that are so important and so common. Like to me, it's like, and I know you end up trolling so we could have some a
Huh.
contentious dialogue and whatever you're, if you do or don't, that's how I feel. And I feel like, and unfortunately it makes us miss good opportunities for valuable discussions that could help people who are in relationships currently.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get
Well, like
that.
when I said what I said, everybody makes a mockery of it. And
It's
then
because you're,
you think that inspires me to go deeper into what I'm really talking about?
What did
yeah,
you
No, it
make
there's
doesn't.
a mockery out of?
When everybody's
there's a
laughing and
time and
then
place for
there's-
jokes, but you be joking way too much about important stuff, important
well,
information.
what jokes did I what joke did I just make? I don't understand. I was just saying some real shit. Everybody starts fucking laughing and saying how stupid what I just said was.
No,
I don't
I
think
did
Because
not
I
say
get
that. I didn't say what you said was stupid. I said I understood why you said that.
Right. And I wasn't referring to you, but Nicole got a nice kick out of it. Renee said it was dumb as fuck. She don't understand it, you know. So
because
I
a
guess
lot of
you said
the
you
people,
troll
joke.
the troll was that it was that was the joke. That's the running joke that was the first time, but it wasn't obviously clearly not the first time. So that was if that's what you're referring to, then yeah, doom on me for making that
Hey,
joke.
what about his jokey behavior? What you just said. He jokes all the time when things are serious. Do you think
because
how
I
do
feel like he could have talked about that without joking. Like you could have came across more serious to get your point across. You know what I mean? Like it didn't have
You
to
mean when
be
you two were intimate, Renee, or you mean on this forum, or when you two were together?
when we were intimate.
Yeah,
That specific part where we were talking about how we had been intimate before, but he thinks in his eyes that one time we were only intimate because
it made a
of,
difference because of the you
yeah,
have the condom. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and I didn't, and I never. I'm just now realizing that she was offended by that. I didn't realize, but
I
I
don't
was
think she
joking
was
though.
offended, No Face. I think probably the way you articulate it made it seem like the other
Yeah, because
times were less,
what wasn't nothing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See,
it's,
I didn't even realize that, but I
yeah,
can see
I
how that.
wasn't,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I
realize
wasn't
how you come
offended
off a lot?
yeah. Where
Well,
I
see,
think you could have probably said it in a more loving way, and you probably didn't really want to connect to that space at the time because you're probably already feeling vulnerable.
no, it was because it was. Let's call it what it is. She didn't communicate that to me, so she held it, which I don't hold nothing against her, but
She didn't communicate.
that's something that hurt her feelings. I was joking because I was really just like just boasting, you know what I mean, and being like you know like I was
Yeah.
just I was just like you
Girl,
know like
own
yeah,
ego
yeah, exactly, exactly.
and whose feelings it hurt.
Yeah, so now I can see like why she's saying that.
Whose feelings it hurt.
But
You got
she could have said
to say before you
if she
say
would have said if she would have said, so what are you saying? Like the other times didn't count, then I would have cleaned that up immediately. But I was on the phone with her, so she's probably just feeling a certain way, and I'm not picking up on it. You know.
no, my feelings were not hurt at all. They're not hurt. It's just
it.
I don't understand how someone can think that's the first time when we
Well,
had
that's
been
what I'm saying.
intimate
Yeah, I
multiple
know. I'm
times
sorry.
before
That was a
that.
lack of communication. It wasn't. It wasn't. That wasn't the first time. I was just joking. You know, because that was but that was different. It hit different. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Said it.
different, yes, but it's not the first time.
Right. It's not
Like
the first time. Right. Right. I know. I got
Okay,
you.
way different. There you go. Thank you.
We're supposed to be talking, man. Fuck.
But that brings me to another point, though, No Face, because you said when guys have sex, they care less about the woman, and the woman cares more about the guy after sex.
oh
And it
god.
sounds like in this case, you cared more about the girl. So much more that you couldn't even talk to her no more because she went back home and couldn't stay with you.
No, it's just that I've been with it. I've been through these situations before, so it wasn't nothing like because when I first, I don't even want to. It's so redundant. Like it's so redundant. You can just Google the shit, man. Like
Google what? What
Right.
no face felt when he was with Renee?
no, typically if you have, when a before when pre sex, the woman tends to get be more attractive, and the man it tends to be less attractive.
There's
And
your
and
problem. Now,
being possessive and being
Google
attracted is not the same thing.
your problem. Google is your problem. You Googled that? Are you serious? As much as you
Oh,
had sex, you don't know how you feel when you have sex with somebody. You literally went to Google for that.
You supposed
yeah,
to stay away
that's
from Google.
that's what I said. That's what I said.
Oh, no. Yeah, yeah, no face. That's
Well, I
ridiculous.
think the concept that he's referring to, there is some biology to what he's saying, and I mean,
And I don't want to explain it again. So you
not
can ask me again. I'm sick of explaining it.
not that particular part of what he's saying, but your clitoris is connected to your heart. So you're
Sex doctor is giving it to us. Okay,
so
Gina.
for so for a one, so that's why there's a, a pull on your heartstrings, because it's by
Yeah,
biology
and then
says.
when I say that, it's a laughable. It's laughable and it's crazy
Number
work.
one, you didn't say that. Number two, it sounded better when Gina said it, but I don't give a damn about that either. You should know from the times that you had sex. That's all you got to know. Fuck the book and the psychology of it. You had sex
I'm
before. You know
I
how you
think I know what No Face is referring to. I don't know if y'all have touched base on that before.
please enlighten us.
No Face, am I right? Am I correct about that?
I don't know what you didn't say nothing.
The
I
one
do think
time
that you
where
know what I'm
we
talking about.
the one time we had been intimate and you felt offended because I had got up and I left and you were like, "Wait, we're not going to cuddle?"
No, that's not what I
He
said. That is not what
he
the
didn't
fuck I
say
said.
that. He
No,
didn't
no,
say
no,
that. But
not.
another time he did say that. He was like, "Damn, I no cuddling. You weren't gonna stay for 5 extra minutes. You just
Yeah,
got up
yeah.
and
When I was on the
left."
phone with her later, I was making puns, and I made that
Yeah.
reference as a joke. But it was
Mm,
But
just crazy work.
before
I was
that,
saying how it's crazy work, how she just like popped up and was dipped out. I'm like, damn, like you would think, because I like, I've said this before, like everybody wants, they want what they think they want until they get it. And then because all men think that that would be cool. But when it happened, it was like, I didn't love it.
You didn't like that too much.
and I
mm.
had told him before, that
You had to go.
particular time
She had to go. Yeah, yeah.
that I said I wasn't gonna be on his body like that, and he didn't believe me. And so
Mm,
when that happened, he was kind of shook. And I
That
was
is
like,
true. That's
I
true.
told you, like, I'm not like that. I'm not wired like that.
Hmm.
Sounds
Red
like
flag, red flag, red flag, red flag.
this.
You feel me?
I mean, in ways, but not that
Yeah.
time. No. I
Yeah.
know most women are wired like that once, they lay with someone,
Especially no
you
face
know.
though. It's not just anybody. You feel me?
don't have to
No,
sound
I think women and men are very. I mean, I don't think no person is the same. I think there are percentages of people who prefer this. There are percentages who prefer this. Men and women. It's all
okay.
very.
So it's what it is all of No Face's theories are being crushed right in front of his face. So
Very not. I don't know
that's
what the hell. I don't know what you're talking about.
theory that you thought was true. That as soon as I fuck her, she can't go nowhere. She's in. It didn't happen. So Renee, when did you start liking No Face?
I couldn't
Like,
tell you when.
she liked me the whole time. What are you talking about?
I mean, yes, of course I liked him the whole time, but you're talking about on a deeper level,
On a deeper level, like
emotionally and physically
right, because
connected.
I'll tell you what. I can answer that question. Is when I stopped making myself accessible.
mm,
That's when she started. That's when she started yearning for me, on a deeper level.
that was your
Now, if I
plan.
would, And no, that wasn't my plan, but that's just how it worked. If I would have,
What
if I would
happened,
have,
Renee? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So you wanted him more
take
after.
notes, Kings, take notes, Kings. But it's not even about. It's not even about like running a game or nothing like that. It's just
It's only about running a
It's
game.
all about
no, it's not. No, it's not. No,
Renee,
it's not.
because if she was the type of woman who was not for that, who gave you attention out without you having to push away, then the
See,
response would have been different.
But I will say
no,
this,
no, it's not how it works. That's
I'm
not how
not
it works.
attracted to him or like him only because of being physical or intimate with him. I
There's a lot
mean,
of layers to this
it
right?
onion.
We
Is
it
know
what I'm trying to
that.
say.
proves the time the last time we did it to now, that proves within itself that it has nothing to do with intimacy on
Right, we
my
know that.
part.
I mean,
We
not
know
nothing,
that.
but
We know.
but
So
not
what
everything.
does it have?
Talk your shit, Renee. Well, I've been trying to get to right here. That's what I've been waiting for.
Okay, good. Yes, this is No Face's time. So what does it have something to do with, Renee?
How he handles me as a woman. Um when I get in my little moods or whatever, he knows how to pull me out of that. Or when I want to be goofy or I want to be sensitive about something, he gives me what I need. I feel safe with him. With me, it's if I feel safe with a person, that's a huge thing for me.
Yeah.
I feel like for women, it's just a huge thing. Like you want to feel safe with the person you're talking to or you're around. I want to be able to be with someone and feel like I don't have to watch over my shoulder. I want to feel free. I feel like I can be myself. I can talk about literally anything with him. I feel like I don't have to have my guard up with him. It's like I said, it's emotional for sure.
That's
Would
good.
you want it to go further
I
than
think you
where?
asked that question.
I
Yeah, I was
can't
gonna say, I think you asked that.
Did I get an answer?
I mean, you did ask it, but I didn't really get into that. I mean, yes, but at the same time, if it doesn't lead to that, I wouldn't be upset. But I like I said, I would like to get to know him on a deeper level.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
saying a relationship or anything.
Right.
No, 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 no. She's not saying that. No, of course not.
I think she's saying that, and she
No,
makes
I'm not
you
saying
want
that
things.
because if that's what I wanted, I would tell you I want a relationship with you. I don't know what I want with you, except I would like to know you a little bit more than what I know from you now because I feel like you know more about me than I know about you. But you have a barrier up that I can't break through, so it's like what am I supposed to do? Like we're not on the same page. And I had mentioned that off of here, but earlier today I had mentioned that I was like let's lay it out on the table and talk about what this is cuz I don't know what this is. It's always oh, we're here in the same space for a few months and then we both go MIA. So that's why I said what are we going to do? Like I can't keep doing this back and forth stuff. It's not good for either one of us.
No, face. Do
I'm,
you feel like
I'm,
you have
I'm
a
chilling
wall
though.
You
What
what?
you
No.
say?
Do you feel like you have a wall up, no face, with
Yeah,
her?
for sure.
Do
No,
you
it's with everybody.
okay? Do you think the wall keeps her interested?
Um, I think it just like it really just validates that I'm it really just validates me really because it shows her, it reinforces that that I'm something that's worth
Pursue.
yeah, that's worth having, you know, because you know, I don't have to explain like
No, we get
No,
what
yeah.
you
I
want.
like what you're saying, no face, because I think it's a really real thing in dating. Like it's like the cat and mouse game.
But it's not a game though. It's just like me just moving in my. But you
No,
know, but
get
you might not be saying that. I'm just saying. I just want to.
No, I get that you're saying
Endeavor.
that's how you are. I hear you, and I'm not trying to take that away from you. But what I'm saying is, this is how a lot of people are for various reasons. But if they are getting what they want for being that way, then they're gonna. It's positive reinforcement for their behavior, even if it's a bad behavior. Like you, and I'm not saying yours is a bad behavior. It may be a good behavior, it may feel good and protective and all the things, but I'm saying it still creates a game in the dynamic of of relationships, because you are now marketing yourself a certain way. And then clearly Renee is, and shade to neither one of y'all, but it's a very clear game that's happening here. And that's why I asked you, are you keeping this guard up? Because then if I'm you, no face, and I'm like, well, if my guard comes down, then what? Then are you going to still be interested in what's behind the guard? Because right
Of
now
course,
that's keeping you
that's where.
entertained.
Of course.
I mean, of course, you're great. So, yes, they'd still be entertained. But I'm saying any layman out there is going to have these feelings. And this is why you have this cat and mouse game in relationships, which unfortunately lacks vulnerability and true connection, because what you never know if you're going to be able to reach that space or not because of the
To be
game.
honest, there's the she's not. I don't think that she's doing justice to how much I've been communicating with her, and I have, and there there is like a bit of a stipulation, and maybe I wasn't saying it 100% seriously because I don't think it was even a fair thing, but there is a like a I want her to show me something, and she hasn't shown me that yet.
Or you wanna give a hint as to what you
No,
want?
but if Renee wants to share, then she can.
So she knows what she needs to what
I
she
Yeah,
don't
needs.
think I even know. I'm confused. What do I need to show you?
I'm not gonna say it. We talked about it earlier today. Well, I didn't say. I made a reference to it earlier today when I asked you a question.
It out right now, no face. Let's
No,
just
I ain't gonna do that. I
Yeah,
ain't
I'm confused.
we all confused. Clear it up for all of us.
I think she needs to be cleansed before I can fuck with her like on that level.
So he wants
Cleanse.
to know if you've been having sex with somebody else
No, that's
since.
not what. No, it's not. That's not. It's not that I want to know. I already know what's been going on. We talk. I talk to her. She doesn't lie to me, and I don't put any pressure on her or anything like that. But I've communicated certain things with her. I don't put pressure on her,
He
and
knows
if
what
she
he
if
knows.
she
So make sure you are
she honestly she has the power to get what she wants, but she has to step into that.
step into it. She don't even know.
Oh, are you talking about being more open and being more available?
Oh, that too, but I'm just saying, no, no, no. Gina knows what I'm talking about.
Talking about some cleanse. What the hell?
I
You
Gina,
make that sound so bad.
No,
Like
I
know
what?
don't
it
know
does.
what you're talking about.
Yes, oh, fuck.
what are you talking about, no face? We
I
all
don't
You know,
know.
you
understand
know,
why
you
you
know.
can't.
I don't need any. No, well, I don't want to say it right now because it's a sensitive thing, and like this is not what we're supposed to be talking about.
Are we talking
Honestly,
about sexual cleansing? Like where she's been? You want to make sure that she don't bring none of that. You waiting this 3 months.
right? I am on.
Oh,
Yes,
you
I
have
am on a
mentioned that
spiritual
to
journey.
me.
Yeah, yeah, of course I did. But I don't give her an ultimatum. I don't put pressure on her. Be like, you got to do this. And do that. But nigga, the
Yeah,
blueprint is,
he be telling me give it three. You say 2 or 3 months until I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay.
then I'll ask you like, how's that going? And then you be like, oh, it's going good. I ask you, I go, oh, like, well, fuck, something happened. And then, it's not like, oh, I'm mad at you or nothing like that. But it's like,
You're tallying up that.
I don't have expectations like that.
You're
I'm
tallying
just grown.
that too. So when she does her cleanse, you'll be like, well, you've been with this dude in December, and then you was with this dude in October. So I don't care that you ain't doing nobody since January. I'm keeping tabs. Just
Oh
remember
my
that.
God.
Tabs. He'll never
You
forget.
know what I'm saying? Like just it's so one thing you would
To the
one thing
clinic.
you don't do one thing she doesn't do too is she doesn't do shit like that. You know, like
What
what Nicole just did. It's like if you listen if you trust in what I'm saying and you give me what I'm asking for, then you're gonna get what you want in return. I'm not that type of dude. I'm not gonna hold it. I'm not playing a game here. You know,
so you won't hold it against her. She's been telling you all along when she something happens, so the counter starts all over again.
type shit.
From now, if she's cleansed, then you'll fuck with her in a real way.
Because I'm cleansed, bro. Like I'm really
I get it. It makes sense. Yeah, it's a fair deal. That's a
yeah.
fair deal, Renee.
Here's another thing. And
Yeah.
she
I
Renee.
didn't say it wasn't a fair thing.
No, I know. It's not you. I know. You listen. You know. I'm like Nico over there. She
Oh
always trying
my
to read between
gosh.
lines that
You're
ain't
making
there.
me seem like a trained
No,
dog or
no,
something.
no, no. I'm saying she.
It
I'm saying you're.
happens. Why has she slipped up a couple of times? Why ain't the 3 months already came and went already?
But that's irrelevant. The facts are the facts. So it's like,
Irrelevant. What do you
oh,
mean that's
why? What's more relevant is where we're at right now. Where that's at right now. So there's no need to worry about the whys or the whats. You know.
you're still there though? You're not anywhere further than you were because you haven't. I'll tell you why it's happened. Because you didn't really lay down the law. You just threw
It's
some.
not a law.
Well, I know it's not a law. You
She's
haven't.
free. She's free. She's not mine.
Of course, she's free. But you would prefer she were yours if she were cleansed. So you should at least tell her that so she wouldn't have this question like, what are
I
we?
did tell her that. I did tell her that.
Renee, you knew that all you had to do was stop fucking with anybody for 3 months and then he'd be serious about you and you guys can be together like that.
I mean,
I
no,
mean,
that's not. That wasn't it.
he told me that today, but like how's I supposed to know that?
I didn't tell you that today. I just said, "What's been going on with you?" And you're like, "Ah, shit." You told me what you know, and it
Yeah,
But
was
but
like,
it's like
you knew you didn't want her fucking with nobody else when you had sex with her the last time, but you didn't say that. No. You
"Oh my
blocked her,
god!" Like
cut her off, and then you pop
I
back
don't control. I don't control her. She does what she wants to do. She's when
Mr. Leader. What you mean you don't control her?
she's
Leaders,
not my. See what
nobody
I'm saying? Everything gets held against me. First, I'm overbearing, or I'm not a leader, or I'm gay,
here.
I'm abusive. Like there's no pleasing you.
You going. You can't leave because you can't see the end of the road. You can't leave.
I
That's what
can't lead. I can't lead an unwilling follower. You know, and I shouldn't have to lead. Leading is not doesn't take effort. I don't have to.
she don't know the direction. She don't even where are we going? What? Wait,
Oh
you
my god,
be over here, but you said go to
this
the
crazy
right.
work I deal with. This is crazy work.
It's
Everything. It's always my fault. Like it's nigga. Like it's not my fault.
the
I'm
main
just confused how you okay, so you said
But
take a
now it
3
seems like I put this band-aid, but you know that wasn't what it was. But I communicate that with you,
No,
and
but what
I
I'm
let you
saying
do.
is I'm just confused how you say I need a 3-month cleanse, right? But you keep popping in and out of my life. So why am I going to do a 3-month cleanse if you keep popping in and out? I'm just going to wait on you?
All right, I just did the math on that. That shit didn't add up. I'm not understanding.
What do you mean you're not
If
understanding?
I was to pop, I'm not. It's not like I just keep popping up either. Like I called you in November. You know what I'm saying? You texted me in January. I hit you up, or you hit me up a couple weeks ago, and then I slid. I mean, it's not like I'm just. It's not like that. I've been keeping. I've been keeping track, and I've been seeing like when you broke up with Buddy, it wasn't like, oh, okay, it's my turn now. No, it's like, oh, that's cool. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how long that lasts. And then there got some motion, but it's not like I'm not putting no pressure on that.
but you're not telling her what you're actually expecting of her. You're not putting no pressure on her, but you're still tallying it up. Like, okay,
I don't listen. I don't need her to
track.
do. I don't need her to be for me. If she's for me, then she will be for me. And if I see that she's for me, then that's what it will be.
That makes sense.
but it hasn't been what it's been. And you
I
guys
mean,
keep you guys keep pushing me to say these things, and there's feelings involved, and I know
that's
Renee
why
is not feeling good right now about me saying that
I don't
She's not feeling
care.
good about you saying what?
about me making it look like it's her fault, like it's her fault that we're not, but it's not nobody's fault.
I didn't hear you say it was anyone's fault, and I didn't even receive anything from Renee that would make me believe that she thought that either.
Well, I didn't receive anything from Renee that would make me think that either. But I just know how feelings work. So basically, it's like me saying that she hasn't lived up to my expectations, but that's not what it is because I don't have any expectations. But I keep getting drilled about why I'm not pressing her and why I'm not wifing her up. Like,
nobody
nigga,
here
it's not-
Said any of the here you go
obviously,
What?
grand
obviously it's not.
conclusions like aren't
Right, right, right. I know I'm being dramatic, but still, you know, I'm I'm making hyperbolic statements, but what I'm referring to.
Well, nobody was saying
actually I
wife
don't.
her up
I don't know
or
what you're referring
even
to.
get into a relationship. Just
So
define
what are
what
you
you
doing? It's because you're scared. Look, why are you being scared? And blah 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 blah. Like, nigga,
why are you being
relax. I'm
Those are
not. It's not.
to
observations
relax?
based on things you are saying. You're
Period.
acting like we're throwing out these grandiose narratives, and we're not. We're just responding to words you're saying.
To
Yeah.
what you said.
Well, I didn't want to say all those words, but now I said all those words, and now I feel like I hurt Renee's feelings, and I'm not
Well,
getting no pussy tonight.
Feelings are not
you
hurt.
I'm
My
just joking. I'm
feelings
joking.
aren't hurt.
You yes, we know, Renee. We know your
No, you
feelings.
don't. No, that's the thing. Y'all don't know.
No, actually,
What?
I do know because I'm a girl.
so
So I do know, and I've
so
heard
Oh,
enough from Renee tonight to be able to tell if her feelings were hurt or not.
okay.
so no face. You just said you hurt her feelings, so you ain't get no pussy tonight.
Obviously, it's a joke. 'Cause obviously, I'm celibate.
Was that a
So,
joke, Renee?
what's a-
I hope so, because I wasn't expecting doing none of that.
that
What?
was a joke to release because I was.
You got to find out about your last 3 months anyway.
Oh, it's not even. No, it's not like that, man. But it's like there's
I'm
a
sure.
reason why. There's a reason why. I. It's not because of fear. It's because I'm not. We're not in alignment right now. Now maybe we're gonna be going on. We're gonna see each other soon, and we can maybe build something up from there. But it's no expectations for me, and you know, I don't like the way this went. You know, 'cause
Did
Why?
not
Because it
mean
didn't
that
go
because
your way?
no, it's not that it didn't go my way. It's just that
exactly why. Yes,
no. This
It's
is
an ego thing.
big
see
time.
now. See
It's
now it's kind of no.
ego.
It's
Renee, you're so smart. It's all an ego
oh my
thing.
god. Oh my god. The echo chamber. Fucking
It's not
Jesus.
an
Fucking
echo
Christ.
chamber. She just, you know.
It's not an ego thing. Like what is it? You guys know what an ego is? Because people use. Oh,
Do you?
I am not upset. I am doing
Are
fine.
you
I'm gonna balance myself.
okay? Do you know what an
Huh?
ego is? You know what ego is?
Do I know what ego is?
Yeah.
Yes. Of course I know what ego is.
Okay. So you're not
Ego is the sense of ego is your sense of yourself and your need to protect the image of oneself.
Yeah,
That's what ego is.
ego is everything and every way you define yourself.
I
Yes,
like
it's like it's your self identity, the way that you identify with yourself. Yeah, that's better. No, but
and
it's the
also
same shit.
everything you do is based on your ego. You're afraid to get your ego bruised in every single way. So like
No, it's about my energy.
even in
Energy is not ego at all.
okay, well let me just ask Renee. Like,
Because my ego is when I say I'm that nigga. That's my ego.
no it's not. No it's not.
Yes, it is. That's my ego.
Okay, but no, it's also your ego.
All of the above is
The
your ego.
fear of your ego being bruised. Like instead of asking Renee out for a date, you're like, hey, when are you gonna ask me out for a date? It's like reverse psychology instead of just asking her out because you want to see her and spend time with her. And like when you approached her, when you guys first met, like it's like digs. It's like you're throwing out this bait just to see if she catches on. And if she does,
That's not what it
you
is
walk
at all.
away, come back the next time. And be like, oh,
Not,
you're that girl. I did that weird ass shit too. Okay, I'll fuck you tomorrow. All right.
not at all. Not at all. You couldn't be more wrong about that. It's just that I'm just a person existing, vibrating, and attracting. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's
No,
not
you're
me.
no,
Okay, okay. Because you know
because
me,
if
because you know what I'm doing better than
open
I'm the
your
one that's
mouth,
actually doing it.
you wouldn't have to open your mouth at all. In everything
And
that you say, you start the interaction. You start it and you pull back a little, and that's your lure right there. You know.
maybe it did manifest that way, but that
No,
was not my intentions. I was just being myself.
that's
I had no intentions, I had no agenda.
what you got to tell yourself. I get that.
Sure, but I was there though. I was the one that was there though. That's the crazy part.
Right, but you also told me the story though. So that's the crazy part that you don't even know yourself. You're moving in ego and you're moving in fear of rejection. So you don't really say what
Bro, I don't get rejected, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
you know because you don't put enough out there to get rejected.
Because
Mm.
I don't ask. I align myself with what comes to me. I don't ask for it. So I can't be rejected.
Exactly. Exactly. You just
I
planted.
just said something that went way over your head and now you think that you
No,
just ate and you did it.
it went over your head. It went over your head. It didn't go over mine. That's how it's like you it's just the lure. It's just little lures. It's just like till you get a green light, so you know, okay, she fucking with me. You know, it's just scary
But
ass
it's
shit.
like you already
Scared.
know I
See,
fuck
scared.
with you, so why
Scared.
are you
Scared.
scared?
Well, why are you listening to her? She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. Like, what the,
No, that's
you
the
see, like,
question.
No,
Like you already know I fuck with you, but you're still scared to
I'm
give
not
me a little
scared.
bit more.
I'm not scared. Like, jeez. See how the echo chamber works? Like, I'm telling you straight, raw, universal truths.
no, you're not. No, you're
Yes, I
not.
am.
Just look at his actions, Renee. His actions tell you, not his
My
words.
actions align.
He
My
don't
actions perfectly align with my words. Does my actions not perfectly align with my words, Renee? I'm sure it does not. I'm
No.
sure. All right. Well, tell me why. Tell me how, and I'll try to tighten. I'll try to tighten up because that's what I
Because we
strive to
hung
do.
out what a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
and then you were like, "When am I gonna see you again?" And I was like,
No, no, I didn't.
"Yes,
I
you
didn't say that. You
did."
said I. No, I. We was in the car,
I
and
only
then I
laugh
was.
because she had your voice nailed,
No,
right?
her voices are terrible. Her voices are trash, bro.
It's
She
like
hates
No,
my voiceovers. Oh my
her
gosh.
voices are just so. No, it's
Well,
bad.
you hate the female one when I impersonate females.
Those are
mm-mm.
even
But
worse. That's even worse. It's not. It's like just two to a little different. It's crazy. No, I did say that because to let her know, like, man, this is crazy because this is why I try to stay away from you because she knows I like.
Stop. Let her
What?
finish the story. Stop trying to cover your tracks. Let her finish.
No, I'm not because she's like the.
What? Please don't
I,
finish.
tell
you
me
were
when I'm
like,
wrong. But
when am I gonna see you again?" And I was
see, that's not what I
like,
said. I want to
"Well,
say.
I have can I get past?" And I was like, "Well, I have to, make sure certain things align or whatever because, I have a little one." So I was like, that plays a huge part in it. And then at the time I was working and stuff, so I was like that too. And then
It wasn't even working.
we hadn't seen each other, whatever. And then a few days ago you had asked me, when am I gonna be available? And I said, "Well, when are you?" And then you were like, "When can I take you out on a date?" And I was like, I said the same thing. And then you were like, "Well, when are you gonna take me on a date?" And I
Okay,
was
see,
like,
this is like so. Like, that's the beauty of these youngins that they always text. So I got the
I can't
receipts.
look at my
Oh, look,
text
the
because whenever I
receipts.
look at my
No,
text,
Face, you already told me you said that just the other night. You already told that part.
Yeah, but the chronology's way off. And the context is off because when I was sitting in the car, I was letting her know because I always do. I'm like, see, I was giving her compliments. Do I give compliments too?
Okay.
Inquiring minds want to know. No,
Yeah,
we were.
I think give compliments, Renee.
yeah, he builds me up and then he brings me right back
Oh, I
down.
don't. No, I
Not
don't.
really,
No, I
not
don't.
really. No, no, no.
No, I
Not
don't.
intentionally, but he'll be like,
I have.
"It was really
No,
good
I give.
It's
seeing you."
intentional.
And then
It's
he'll be
intentional.
like, "This
It's
is
not.
why I can't see you often because when I see you, then I start getting feelings for you again or start feeling a
Type it.
certain way for you." And I'm just like, "Bro, I can't win for shit. You want to
No,
see me and then you're like, 'This is why I can't see you.'"
no. It's really me being transparent, not communicating perfectly because I got my swag, I got my my ego to protect. In those moments. But
Oh,
Ooh, clock
that's
it.
what we said.
okay, so I never said I didn't have an ego. I said I wasn't operating in my ego when I was saying what I was saying when you were saying that I was operating my ego because you don't know what the fuck an
Everything
ego is.
out of your mouth is operating
Anyways,
in your
anyways,
and
anyways.
your
So I was
so-called
telling her.
and your manhood is
Right. Okay. So, anyways, I was telling her that I was telling her like how I enjoyed her time and I like man, just telling her like how I fuck with her and stuff like that. And then she's like, well, I'm available tomorrow or Tuesday, like a couple of days. I was like, well, whoa, relax. But
Yeah, and
at
I
the
was
same time,
too available for his ass.
okay, okay. So, anyways, she hits me. Well, she's been kind of on my bumper ever since. No cap, no cap.
Oh
So
my god.
she was no, I was trying to get her on the show. I was trying to get on the show, and I called her, and then I was like, I think I asked you. You like, no, I'm not ready or whatever. And then I just kind of pivoted, and I was like, so when you gonna take me on a date? Because we did talk about linking back up.
mm.
But we did that last time I seen her when I pulled up on her, which I wasn't even going to do, but she just melted. She just melted me. Um,
You wasn't
and then
planning on pulling up on her, huh?
huh?
You wasn't planning on pulling up on her.
No, I was just out, and I was like, I'm about to pull up. I'm about to pull up at your crib, and then her reaction was just like she was like so excited about it. I was like, dang, she really fucks with me. So I was like, I'm gonna. So I pulled up, but then after that, I told her like, I want to see like we can see each other again sometime, and then she ghosted me for like how long?
I didn't ghost you.
Okay, but
Someone
still,
please explain to this dude that
okay,
ghosting is
it's
not.
exaggerate. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but she was not available. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm not, I didn't throw a fit about it. Just like I just kept it pushing.
But you
I
were hurt.
wasn't available how you wanted me to be available.
Right. Like if I text you
But
and she
when
doesn't text
I'm
me back.
available, it's like, "Oh my gosh, she's actually available." And then you like chicken out of hanging out and stuff, which is probably what you're going to do tonight.
Well,
Damn, man.
he owes you
Damn.
a so he's not checking in out tonight.
I'm getting kind of sleepy around here. No, I'm fucking around.
Yeah, see, I already
No,
knew.
I'm fucking around. No, it was like, yeah, I know. Well, we got it. You locked in. Don't trip.
Hey, I forgot you guys do have a date plan, so we will wrap up the show. I have fun. I think
Man, I lost. I gotta go. I gotta meditate for like 30 minutes after this.
Oh
um
my god.
it Renee, definitely I appreciate you coming on and answering the questions and just being so open and honest. And I hope you
I
have fun.
no, never again, Nico. I tell you that. I promise you. I
You
promise you. You're like, how did this?
no face. It was your idea.
We were supposed to talk about. You didn't even ask her like how she reacted when I. Okay, we didn't ask her the fucking questions that we were supposed to ask. We
I
turned into
have
fucking Oprah
time.
over
If
here.
you guys have time, I have time.
Shit, man. I was supposed to be. You were supposed to be letting everybody know that it doesn't matter what you say. It's if you're that nigga, you can talk to a woman how you see
Okay,
fit, as long as you don't cross the line. But you
okay,
can be assertive, and you don't have to be politically correct.
okay. All right. I'm glad you brought it up. Let's go back.
Holy shit, man.
Hey, the his point is that he feels like the stuff that he's saying, like
Fucking Arnett doing fucking popping the balloon and shit over here.
I'm a fuck you. He says because he that nigga that
Oh,
that that's what he said.
that's not what I said.
Because he that nigga, he can get away with saying shit like that. When you that nigga, you
When
ain't
she's
gotta be
attracted to you, when she's attracted to you, yes, that's what I said.
he's attracted to you. You ain't gotta be nice. You can say some shit that's a little raw, and she'll be with it. So, what do you say about
Oh, okay. I'm gonna ask the question, okay?
that?
Because
Okay.
What?
Jesus. Okay, so you were referring to it kind of comes full circle because when we went outside at the I shared this story with him. We were outside at the bowling alley, our first date. Um, at a certain point, we were talking, and I looked at you and I said, "Oh, you gonna get fucked tonight," or something like that, because it was like I was telling him like I realized in that moment that I was gonna fuck her tonight, and then I said it to her right then and there, and then it wasn't like it threw her off or made her like, "Oh my god, no, you're not." Oh, let me cover my, you know. It was like I felt it. I said it to her. She felt it. She knew it. She knew she was going. I affirmed it with her. You know.
I mean,
So
no,
so tell me how you felt when I said that. How did you feel and how did you react when I said that?
Um, I didn't. I felt like it was too raw for the first time hanging out with you, and before we even did anything, I was like, inside, I was like, damn, like I felt like an object.
Oh my God! No, no. That was the wrong answer. We went over this, Renee. We went over this shit, man.
We're
Not,
not over this. But at the same time, I was like, okay, I can respect it. Like he's being honest.
what was I? Was I telling the truth?
I mean, you were telling the truth, but at the same time, it was how you came across. Like,
So
I
that
don't
was
think
that.
any female would be like okay with that. Like, the first time you're hanging out with someone and the person says, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck you tonight." Like,
Okay. See, now you're fucking capping, bro. Now
she's
she's capping, bro.
telling you how she
what?
felt. So tell me, how
Nah, because
you end up sleeping with him anyway if you felt like that.
type shit. And then it was because the way she was talking to me too, like she was in her seductive
Yeah,
energy, you know. So
you
she was. It wasn't like she wasn't. It wasn't like I just came out the blue.
right, no
She
face.
she was probing for it, and I told her I affirmed it with her, and
Okay.
then we went to a bar, and then and then
Yeah,
the
but you
tension
have to
built
be
up.
gentle with your wording
Nigga,
sometimes.
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna say what she said to me right before that because I'm not about to do that to her. But relax, Renee. You know you was on your shit too. And I was just basically like, okay, you're gonna get, you know, okay. Now let's go to the. Is that.
Is that accurate,
Are we? Oh,
Renee?
yeah, yeah. We can disagree. It's fine.
Do you have a rebuttal?
Sure.
I didn't hear you.
I said sure.
No, no, no. Like just say if you disagree, then you disagree. We move on.
We can agree to disagree.
All
Well,
right.
I know I want to hear the disagreeal because no face
No, no.
right.
She's just lying. Like we don't listen.
Oh my
We
gosh,
don't take
now
it
I'm
at
a
face value.
liar.
I think she's
Oh
lying.
no,
She has a point, and I think she has something to say about how she, you know.
no. Okay, no. We agree to disagree on that. But I know
Renee,
what happened.
you think the way that he delivers stuff is going to be a problem if you guys really connect in the future? Do you think him just blurting out whatever, however he want to say it, is might be an issue with you in the future?
No, because I know how he is now. I've
Okay,
been around it. I've witnessed it. I No, it wouldn't be a problem. Now, if we were to go back in time and that play out again,
I'm still gonna
and
get.
you were to ask me
I'm
that,
still clapping. Same shit.
oh my goodness. See,
Okay, what you doing? What you doing? If we go back in time, what the fuck is going to be in a different
if I could go back in time and have that
alternate?
question in the back of my head, I probably would have been like, no, it ain't going down how it's
Bro,
supposed to
no.
go.
Okay. Now I gotta pop a couple off now because she was telling me about what she was telling me what kind of shit she be on. You know what I mean? So she was like pulling it out of me.
I
so
don't think
she,
anything you're saying in terms of like what you said to her.
She
I
gave me
don't.
the green light.
I
I
don't
was
think you.
licensed to say that.
Hold on, can I see what I'm
Go
trying to
ahead.
say? I don't think you're wrong, No Face, in what you're saying at all. I think if you like, depending on the person and then how the person feels about the other person, you can get away with saying certain things, and it's not going to be a problem for the
Right.
person.
And she had like 3, 4 liquid Marys in her, so she was, you
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
yeah. Yeah. And I had a
And I
few. I had
think
a
that's
few.
why I didn't take it how I
She
took
lit up
it.
like a Christmas tree, bro.
Oh my goodness
and she was
gracious.
planning on cheating on her boyfriend.
Oh yeah. Okay. Why we gotta go dark? Damn. Look at.
I
Okay.
mean, everybody gets used as an object at one time or another.
Yeah. 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 That shit. All right. You feel good? How you feeling, Nico? You feel pretty good about that one?
You the one had to clear some shit up. I was about to check out 5 minutes ago.
All right. Now ask her appropriately. Ask her where you leave it open ended for her, not a yes or a no.
Okay,
Host. um.
what's the question?
About the part about the the monogamy part, because this like ruffled a lot of feathers when I said this.
I thought she brought that up, but it's let me just point this out first before I even ask the question. That No Face, you have a tendency to deliver stuff as harshly as you can, and then you want to give context and say, "Oh no, I said it like this because of this." So your
Well,
story
yeah,
that you told a minute ago,
because it's appropriate moments. Yeah, it has to be appropriate.
yeah, I know, but I'm saying your story that you just told changed from the original. That's all I'm pointing out. So now, what he said, and I think she brought this up.
That's
I
because
think
she was trying to make it sound bad. Like she was like, I felt like a little bit objectified. Like, come on, man. Like, don't do that.
is that not true? What if she
True.
didn't feel
It's
and was
not true.
like,
Yeah,
"Fuck the shit out of you tonight"? You wouldn't feel like, "Damn, we just having drinks. What's going
that's
on
what I
with
would. No, we were at the latter. We were at the latter stages, and she was like, you know, she was purring, type shit. All right, to the part. Ask a question, please.
I thought that was the part when you said I can. Oh, here we go.
No, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's right. It is different. Okay, so how did it go? There was a time when you was pressing him to see if he was messing with other chicks, and he let you know that he can mess with who he want to mess with. You don't have no control over him like that. Do you remember that instance,
Yes,
Renee?
I do.
Can
Hmm.
you tell me about that?
And then
I just
tell
felt
it
like
tell it the right way too, because she didn't really like present that right, because that's not what happened.
That y'all prepared right before the show, but the way that it happened at the time.
Well, we did not prepare nothing. Can you clear that up too?
Let it go.
no,
Hater,
we
man.
didn't really prepare for anything. We just kind of briefly talked about a few things that might have been brought up.
And none of this shit. We wasn't prepared for none of this shit, was we?
Okay, well, tell us
No.
about that instance, then, if you can.
Um well, like how he said like his biography and stuff, going back to that or whatever. I just
Mhm,
felt like it would have been nice to know if he was messing with someone else just so we could be transparent on that level, like, okay, so I'm messing with someone other than him, is he messing with someone other than me?
mhm, mhm.
It wasn't like me trying to dictate what
No,
he
no,
does with
that's
his
not.
body.
Yeah, yeah. No, but the
So how
question is like how the way I dealt with that, because you were saying that you was like, oh, you talking about bitches, and then I was like, nah, I'm not fucking with nobody, and you're like, say it happened a few times, and then I like addressed it that moment. How did I address it, and how did you feel about it? Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Oh, he said, I have no reason to lie to you. If I was messing with someone, I would tell you, but also it's none of your business.
I mean, it's
okay,
paraphrasing, but yeah.
okay.
And
How'd
then
you that? I
yeah.
mean, that sounds fair. She literally had a boyfriend, but okay. What about it? So how did you feel anyway about that, Renee?
No. No. I was just hoping that there would be some transparency because I mean, I've never lied to him about anything and I've always been transparent about what I do with my body and what I do with others.
And then my main point when I first addressed it, where everybody flipped out, was that you could if you don't have to like sign a or make a verbal contract with a woman that you're gonna be monogamous with her, especially when you're not gonna be monogamous with her. And I highlighted that point and said I'm monogamous by nature, but I still do that just so that women don't feel like they have that moral authority over me if I was to do that. So, and I gave the example like when I was dealing with Renee. Now we know Renee who Renee is,
Mhm.
that she when she started showing signs that she was trying to assert her whatever, assert her
Territory.
demands of my monogamy on me,
Mhm.
and insinuating that I'm lying about it. This is how I dealt with it. I told her, first of all, I don't have no reason to lie to you, and you're not my authority figure. It's not like I'm fearful of a punishment that's going to come. So what's the incentive to lie to you about it? And if I did, I would tell you. And what the fuck are you going to do about it? Type shit.
Okay.
So the whole point was for men to stop getting themselves in bad situations by lying to women and giving them a reason to like rake them over the fires for moral crimes you're committing against them by lying and
I
then
mean,
cheating.
you didn't make nothing no better. I'm sure if you and Renee are not exclusive. So you telling her that doesn't mean anything to her. If her boyfriend told her that, it would have meant something. Okay, so you're putting yourself in the wrong position. First of all,
Disqualified. Disqualified.
you can't tell other men how to handle a woman that they really want to fuck with in a real way.
No, but the point was, how did it?
Is going by. You really
The,
want to
po-
fuck with her in a real way. You can lay down the law. How you just said it just now is a lot better than how you've been saying you said it.
that's how I
But
said it the whole time.
that's I
That's how
mean
I said
it's
it the whole time. And then
it
here, and
wasn't
then
fair.
coming full circle, it's coming
It's
full circle. Renee's a baddie too. Like we need to like acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying?
she looks cute,
So
very cute.
so
What does
with
that
that
have to
being,
do with anything?
I'm saying like Renee.
Pay
But
attention,
first,
Renee.
first,
That's
first of
right.
all, first of all,
Listen,
it's a compliment. First of all, it's a compliment. You know what I'm saying?
some compliments ain't compliments, but it was a compliment. You are
Well, thank you, but I don't understand what that has
Well,
to.
if
I
you,
don't know
Kyle,
why he
I'm gonna
brought that
finish.
up.
I'm gonna finish. Can I finish?
Yes.
Are you done? All right. No. So coming full circle, she's still interested in me, and that's what I said to her. So you're not gonna hurt yourself by
in the
you're not gonna hurt yourself
your
by
position,
establishing yourself in
and
that
it doesn't
way, in whatever way you feel is appropriate.
care who you fucking with. She was just trying to find out because she got a boyfriend. She goes home to him. Who do you go home to?
Bro,
But you
like, okay, if we be honest, if we could be honest about it, let's be honest.
can't.
I could have took her from her boyfriend, easy work. So it wasn't like I'm not even thinking about that. He was like he's not a factor at
That's
all.
did I mention anything about what you felt?
I'm saying like the boyfriend element was not relevant because she could have still she like I would have said that to her whether she had a boyfriend or not. I'm not thinking about that nigga at all. He was
I know
not a fact. He was.
about that nigga, but you're not serious about her either. You're not locked in. So whatever you say, half of the shit you say is to turn people off anyway. So if
No,
they
it's not because
kind of
all
they
it
could,
did was
but if
all
they
it did.
then they're the right person.
No, that's what I'm saying. It would have worked with anybody. That's what I'm saying. Being your true self is going to work with anybody if she's attracted to you and you're moving right.
Her true self, first of all,
Right.
and
Not compromising myself,
it does not work.
addressing it, communicating.
Doesn't work with everybody. Doesn't work with everybody. And I'm not saying there was nothing wrong with what you said. You think you laying down the law by saying that, and really, there's no feelings in it yet. So okay, nigga, fuck who you want to fuck.
If
You
there's no
know,
feelings in it, then why is she pressing me? See, you're not paying attention.
she was pressing you because she got something going on, right? So she wondering what you got.
You want to
So
add
you
anything, Renee?
I mean, I was just curious if you had anything going on. Like,
No, we
I
know
don't
that
know.
part. I'm saying the effect of how I dealt with that. How did it affect you? Did it make you? Did it put you off?
it was offensive. You keep making the same point when nobody said that it was offensive. It obviously didn't put her off,
I'm sure
right?
she didn't like hearing me say that, but
You
it
said to put her off.
Um,
Did
I'm not even really. Yeah, it's kind of
yeah,
like I'm not fair to hurry me hearing this because like. But my whole point is what my original point was. Men need to move like that, and then you won't be having yourself in these problems that a lot of men find themselves in, pretending like they're
that's
going to be monogamous, and
that's
then not.
absolutely it.
Okay,
It's
I don't know. I
I know
get what
you're
you're
not going to agree.
saying. I just,
I know you're not going to agree. We didn't.
I
That's not
mean,
a big shocker.
this is
I
gonna
see
be
what.
addressed again when you guys if you guys get together. Do you not think she's gonna ask you if you fucking with other bitches or not? Like
Hell no. She has not asked me since because I'm not going to lie to her, and she sees how I move now,
you guys
so
ain't
she's
even
not
gonna
going to be worried about that.
her.
What do you think? What do you think, Renee? Can you answer that question?
I
I mean, I was
mean,
saying,
Renee.
you told me you were monogamous, so I'm gonna take that and run with it, right? Because you told me that.
and what have I shown you also? Because it's one thing to say something. It's another thing to really be
Um,
standing on the shit that you say and everything that I do.
You're monogamous.
Huh?
We believe you're monogamous. Is that what you're asking
Yeah.
her to
So,
tell us you're
well,
monogamous?
you're suggesting that this is going to come up again. I think that she's more secure with taking my word at face value now,
You
and
more
that was a.
secure, Renee, because he told you that he ain't gotta lie to you. He fuck with whoever he wanna fuck. Are you more secure because he told you by nature he's monogamous?
Secure? I wouldn't say that. I mean,
No, I'm
I
saying like
think that
hypothetically, if we started dealing with each other,
it would be brought up again. Yes.
Thank you.
damn,
The
you're
reason
fired.
why I say that,
All right,
I'm
we're
fired.
going to Arby's.
You fired.
Jack in the Box.
Because you told me to be my true self and I'm literally just telling you what it is.
Yeah,
But
no,
at
no,
the
yeah, I'm
same time,
joking.
I have
And
no
you,
reason to think you would lie about that unless there are signs of, you know,
but
being honest.
she never said nothing to me about that again because she already knew what the answer was going to be. So we don't have to worry about that.
What's the answer gonna be?
The same. I don't have no reason to lie to you. Who you think you are?
I don't think that's I don't think that's why she's letting the shit slide. It's because you have told her that you're celibate. You told us all.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
that's that
don't
part
ever
too.
believe somebody when they say they celibate.
Especially with my type of emotion because I'm not. But
She don't
you
even believe
know,
that shit, no face. You keep that. I
why would I
believe
say that?
I believe it 110%.
But I don't, he
Yeah,
hasn't
because
given
it's like
me a reason to think he's
otherwise.
lying. Like, I don't,
How would I
why
ever
lie
lie to you?
about it?
Say
like,
what, Renee?
I haven't caught him in a lie, which I mean, we haven't been in a predicament like that anyways. But what I'm saying is if things were to go further in the future and I was to see red flags, then I would ask.
Of course. Of course.
But as of right now, like,
There's no need.
I don't even know what, like I said, I don't even know what this is. We haven't established anything.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Renee.
There's
So
not a
okay,
label on
stop
it.
trying to tell other men what to do and how to move when you not even moving right. That
How am
was
I
my
not moving right?
I appreciate you,
How am I
Renee.
not moving right? I'm moving so right. I can't think of a better way I could be moving, honestly, pertaining to this situation. For her piece or my piece, for the fact that we're still have a relationship with each other, where we're on good terms. Like, how is this bad? How am I not moving right?
Could it be better, Renee?
How he's moving
I
or
mean,
what we
just for
are.
you, for this, whatever this is, he says he's moving right. So just from when since y'all met till now, could had could he have moved differently?
We still have a lot of respect and affection for each other. So that says a lot right there.
Right, I see that, but it's barely there. It's
No, it's
barely there.
not.
I
No.
feel like it could have been better if I didn't do so many fuck shit.
Okay.
If I
Yeah, because
didn't, I feel like I should have waited to let him in instead of pulling him in when I knew I wasn't available, but
Yeah.
at the same time he wasn't available. Well, he's
and
still
she
not
didn't know what she
available.
was getting herself into either. She just thought she just saw me, was attracted to me physically, but she didn't really know what she's getting herself into, and me either. So I'm seeing her. I'm like, okay, she's cute, and then she's like, I like how her energy is. I like her feminine,
Mhm.
her feminine vibe. And she's like really, I like the way she treated me and stuff. But I didn't think that like our personalities would be so compatible. I didn't think it was going to be that deep.
Right.
But at the
So
same
I
time, it's like now I'm available, but you're not available. So it's like it goes back to that, where are we at? What is this?
It's yeah.
Well,
It's,
I know. Could you say okay? So we're gonna do this right now. You say that you're available, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I feel like you're as available as I would want you to be. If that makes it doesn't
Okay.
because okay, you're physically available. Like I know I can call you and I know I can pull up on you and all that stuff. But I'm not sure that you're. I don't. I'm not sure that you just have to show me more.
Emotionally available.
Right?
That's what
Yeah,
you're
and then
saying.
that you're yeah, and that you're just like I don't know that I don't know that we're I don't know that you're quite ready for me just yet. How the fuck else am I supposed to say it? Just yet. But I'm sure I'll show you interest and I'll try to inspire you to move in that alignment as long as for so long that you're showing me that they're interested and that's what you want.
But that
You
can
know.
only go so long when it's like
Well, shit. Well,
you're
shit.
here and then you're
It's not
there
like
and
it's not like you've been out the relationship for that long. Okay, I'm not. You're not gonna jump out the relationship and I'm like, oh, I was waiting for my turn. Tag me in. I'm not that type of nigga.
I'm not saying that.
I know that's not what you're saying, but I'm saying that's not what I'm gonna do. So just because you are available physically, I still have to give it time. I still have to give it time. Now time has passed, and I pulled up, and we're about to see, and I pulled up on you a couple months ago, and it didn't,
Yeah,
and
but
nothing
you
happened.
have to be
Not
somewhat
taking it off the
present.
Right, and I know, and I understand that, and you made that clear to me. So that's why, that's why we're going out tonight.
Maybe.
Okay,
You finna you finna go MIA again.
But
but
no face, you can
my
be
phone
more
is about to die though, for real.
no face,
Jokes.
no face, no face.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know what you want out of this, but do you think you could be more present? Like, I know you got like your waiting period and all that, but while you're waiting, if you didn't just leave her alone to her own devices for so long, maybe she can do this 3 months if she was.
Hey, you acting like I'm the like no, it's not. She hit me up. Okay, I happened to be going making a trip. I was going right past where she was going. Okay, so it's like it was like divine alignment. It was meant to be. So when the universe gives me these signals, you know what I'm saying? I take the opportunity. So that's where we're at right now. So
Okay,
it's not like I'm like preying on this girl, and I don't like the way that she boarded. I know she doesn't think that. I know you guys haven't said that, but the insinuation I'm just coming in and out of her life is not what it is.
she wants more time from you. So no outs, just ins. That's all she's saying. Nobody's saying you're preying on her. Fucking weirdo. You don't listen. We are done. We
Um,
are out. I started talking to you. It's been 2 hours and 21 minutes. I hope y'all live happily ever after. Thank you guys. We are out. Good night.